Sorry about that, I was muted. Good start as always. Hopefully we're going well, everybody. Hawks versus the Pies for this Thursday night. It's about time we're having a good Thursday night game. Both teams in the top 8. Massive game. Massive game for both teams. It's really an early finals, I said in my tipping video. Realistically, Hawthorn have got to win this game, I feel, if there are any chance of finals, because the Dogs are breathing down their necks with a pretty winnable run home. And the Pies, they want to re-hit some form. They're looking out of touch a bit. Just need a good performance to recalibrate a bit. They've been off defensively. Their pressure also been off the boil. And, they just aren't looking as efficient as they were a few weeks ago. And I think the last time they beat a top 8 side was quite a few weeks, almost over a month ago now. So I am still pretty subscribed to the fact that I don't really see Collingwood as a Sydney of last year, because they're not necessarily a team that's reliant on 𝐓𝐴𝐻𝐸's, Gordon, Warner's to play outstanding games. But to be fair, there has been talk that they're pretty reliant on 𝐓𝐴𝐷𝐞. I mean, he's a star, of course, they're reliant on him. But they've always been a pretty well-balanced side, the Pies. It's going to be a tough hit-out, no doubt, for both teams. Hawks have a good record over Collingwood. The Pies did pip the Hawks by, 50 points last time out. But to be fair, that's when Hawthorn had a few personnel issues and were looking a bit off the pace. But yeah, since that Dogs win, they have looked like a better team. And yeah, it's going to be strange to see if Hawthorn do miss the finals, because they've looked very good at times. Could be one of the better sides to miss out on finals. How about that? Now, hopefully everybody's going well. And it's Jack. Happy 3D. Good to see you in the chat, lads. Let's hope it's a good game, because tomorrow night's isn't looking too great with Essendon playing the Cats. God bless the mighty Bombers there, but yeah, I don't think we really expect that to be close. Anyways, the teams for tonight, not long until the first bounce. So Hawks have actually stuck with their 4 tools, as we all thought with that performance last week with someone out in Deer really early on, that they'd maybe revert from that, but they want to try and have that as an advantage, stretch the Pies' defence. But some big ins for Collingwood, Billy Frampton and Jeremy Howe, especially Howe, one of their most important players this season. That's why they've been one of the best defensive teams. Mitchell comes in, Long does stay on the side, and he actually is the sub tonight. So Mitchell pretty much replacing Long there. And Bruce, first time we've heard his name, he's going to be the sub tonight. Will Day out injured, Morrison, I'm assuming out injured as well. Let's actually have a look. Or is he actually dropped? No, drops. I think he's had a pretty decent year. But yeah, big game for both clubs. Jeez, I just realised, was there like a divide between the Fox Footy commentators? Bloody hell. Anyway, should be a good game, lads. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Should be a beauty. Steve, hopefully going well, mate. Hawks win. Yeah, it's you can definitely see him getting up here. I just feel like the Hawks are sort of due a scout, because they've been playing some pretty good footy the last 6 weeks, and not really much showmanship in that game against the Crows. I thought they played really well. It was a great game, but again, it's just those fourth quarters letting them down a bit, where they just don't really have that cutting edge to find a way to win. I mean, this is the sort of season they need to they've been found out a bit this year against the top teams, and go again next year, because they're a talented team, and when they're up and about, they're good to watch. But yeah, Pies still fairly in the box seat. They've slipped out of their top position, but if they win this, they really should be locked in for the top 4. Looking at the next games on the graphic right-hand side of screens, the Pies, that they do have Adelaide next week. And yeah, both teams do have Melbourne to finish off the year at the G, so that's going to be big. It's just a must-win, really, for either side to get some ascendancy. For Collingwood, especially on the ladder, but Hawks just need to win this game, really, for finals, because the Dogs, with their run home, they do have the Eagles next week, and then I think they've got Freo, 50-50 game. But with the Dogs, how they're going, they beat the Giants by, 80 points. You could easily see them win all 3. But yeah, Jack Ginnivan, he has been in good form. They're just showing his AFL rating. Last 6 rounds, 29th in the competition. So there you go. Anyway, still side bottom. How good is that? Game 350. It's sort of, I don't know, I haven't really heard much about this. 350, cracker of a milestone, no doubt. Fine footballer. His first half of the season was outstanding for Collingwood. How's it going, well, Nettie, mate? Welcome. Pretty content with that, Lockie. It sort of shocked me when I saw the notification on my phone. I'm like, Matthew Pavlich, bloody hell. I mean, he's sort of the last person you'd think of. To be fair, apparently he was, during his playing days, he was very close to becoming the CEO of the Players Association. So he's I had a bit of a business background as I did listen and tune into that press conference that he had at the Swans. But yeah, seems like a pretty articulate bloke, like always, when you hear his commentary stuff on Fox. But yeah, man, I guess I'm optimistic. They seem pretty confident. I think the Pies still going to be top 2, top 3. Yeah, I think so, 3D, mate. Yeah, this is where the whips, and then they start whipping the cracks a bit. And they've been the benchmark for most of the year, really. So probably expect them to win here, but I'm intrigued. Hawthorn with a bit of that forward half firepower, and yeah, they can definitely pose as a dangerous threat, given what Brisbane did to them last week. But one of the games of the year, I think, given the ramifications on this one, let's hope it's cracker tonight. Just as what we had last time out when we did stream the last neutral game, that being, of course, the Hawks against the Crows. And, of course, let's stay tuned for Saturday. We will stream the Swans and Brisbane Lions grand final rematch. Way. Anyways, we'll just keep that out of our mind for now, because this should be an absolute beauty. It's Hawthorn versus Collingwood at the Coliseum. Big game for both sides. It's really a must-win to boost their ascendancy on the ladder. We're underway. Josh Dacos starting in the middle, as he has been the last few weeks to go. He's starting half forward, dishes out to Pendlebury. They get the first inside 50 here, Collingwood. It's not a great kick. Juth should get there first. Chris comes from over the top. Oh, geez, Juth sort of dragged that in a way. That could be ball. No. Yeah, he sort of dragged in a way. But, yeah, a bit lucky there, Chunkles Juth. Yeah, I really expect him up and out for this one too, Nettie. Warple, disappointing last week at the sub, starting tonight. Kick smothered from Juth, and now Ward. Pretty consistent player for Hawthorn this season. He just gained some territory. Ball in. So Maynard on Nick Watson. Should be an intriguing matchup. Frampton on maybe Shoal, and Jeremy Howell taking the deep forward of Gunston. Cameron versus Mick should be good to hit out tonight. Going to be free to Darcy Cameron. Gives a quick hands now to the running man of Jack Crisp on his favourite left. Another entry here for Collingwood. He can't quite get front position there. That was 𝐓𝐴𝐼𝐷. Well cleared from Barras, and clears now out here to Mitch Lewis. Fairly quiet last week, still coming back in. Oh, what a contest that is. John Newcomb goes whack on Jeremy Howell, and he has barely moved, Jeremy Howell. He might be concussed, might be just winded. Anyway, Hawks keep on going here. Josh Ward's kick should be better. It's picked off here from Perryman. They're going to stop the game here. Yeah, geez, I mean, that could really be anything. That could be a damaged neck. That could be broken ribs. It could just be a concussion. He does not look good. They're bringing out the stretcher right away. Well, I guess the positive out of this terrible situation at the minute is at least it's close to the bench, so they don't have to make all the journey out to the other side of the field. Let's see this again. Yeah, great contest. Good contest. But yeah, Howe, unfortunately, on the run into that. That's no good. Yeah. Yeah, Newcomb's a bit puffed out as well from that. He's just off to the bench for a rest. Must be winded as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been saying this on the channel a wee bit. I mean, I said it to a friend who supports the Pies earlier this season. I don't know if Collingwood can win the premiership without Jeremy Howell. He's so important to them defensively. And, damn, he's going to be out for the game. That's very, very sad to see. All the best to him. Oh, a bit of a delayed start to this one. Yeah. No, very, very good contest. Very good contest. But yeah, it's just not good to see someone come off second best like that. Yeah, it's just a crunching hit there from Newcomb. Yeah, so Newcomb obviously didn't look too great from that hit either. So he's actually going down for a HIA. So really, both players have been affected here. Newcomb could potentially be out of the game with the concussion. I mean, two players down already. Well, looking like Ned Long's going to come on right away then. It's going to be a little while here. Have a go, well, Mini, mate. Welcome. Yeah, bloody hell, this ain't looking great. I mean, they've got actually a neck brace. Now, this 𝐼𝐗𝐿𝐴 did actually have this happen to him start of the Sydney Derby a few weeks ago. He didn't end up taking the stretcher, but he did go off on the card. He was just concussed, but how? He's still down here. Well, it's going to be a long quarter then. Yeah, geez, doesn't look too great. Yeah, you could see that as soon as he hit the deck, he did not look very well. So, yeah, so let's see. Slow-mo. Yeah, and that's also the head knock at the end there too. Damn. Right, so if you've just joined us, Jeremy Howe, unfortunately, off with the stretcher. He doesn't look too great. It could be it could be ribs. It looks like it could be a neck problem as well. So all the best to him. That's terrible to see. And a player of his ilk, you don't want to be losing as well. Alright, so Howe, fortunately coming off, so he'll be done for the day. Yeah, all the best to him. I hate to see that. But it was a good contest, though. Good contest. It's a shame to see a person come off like that. Righto. Well, intriguing outside. This one will play out, eh? Off the gun well, little mate. Yeah, no, pretty optimistic. They seem really confident in 𝐼𝐿. And, yeah, and they've also got Leicester and Neil out. Hey, we might be a bit of a chance. Let's see what happens, mate. Well, it's still scoreless here, ladies and gentlemen. To be fair, only a minute 20's played on the countdown clock. Back underway. Ball up here, pretty much, in midfield. Jeremy Howe, Evie, mate. Yeah, no, it's a big out, Dominic. I was talking quite a bit about him in a tipping video. It's a big inclusion. Well, how they go in his absence. Cleared forward now from Josh Ward. Darcy Moore now always tapped that right to Nick Watson. He's bursting through on goal. Oh, what a goal, Nick Watson. Check signs it to perfection. And he's up and about, the Wizard. Hawks get there first. Just how he rose that tap from Darcy Moore. Sensational. Oh, he's a good player to watch in full flight, Nick Watson. He's got the first here. Let's see this again. It was Josh Ward with the clearance. Bit of a hack ball forward. And, well, Moore did well to body out Chol, but he's just tapped it right to Nick Watson. He'll happily take that, though. What a goal from the Wizard. Yeah, he tried to hit Mano with that tap. Bit too cute with that one. Well, back in the middle here. And it's going to be free here for Nick Daicos. No, sorry, not Josh Daicos. Josh starting in the midfield. So Josh Daicos now goes inside 50. Can they have a fly here? Ball maybe spills out the back for someone. D'Ambrosio gets that one first and he clears out of the fence. More in a good position. Can't take the mark. Has a bit of time. Hands it over the top. Pennery, a bit too cute again. Try and hit that over to the 350 gamer, but a bit inaccurate there. Ball in. Yeah, mighty goal from Watson, eh? Running check side as well. That's bloody difficult. Usually you can stuff those ones up pretty easily. Ball in here, centre wing. Front position, Meek gets the hit out. Goes in again. 𝐼𝙗𝐿𝐴 mops it up. Yeah, and just gains a bit of metres. Hugs the boundary line and we'll go again. So another ball in here. This time Camera the hit out and Pendlebury rows it nicely. Check side's a bit of a shallow entry here. In front is Barras. Goes for the bump instead for the ball. And now 𝐼𝙗𝐿𝐴 gets the spillage. Turnover here. Mitchell to Elliott. Now to Houston. Quite last week. Plenty of talk about him. Membry back to then Houston. Now's the kick. Just lofts it up. It sort of works here for Collingwood. Well, they've got the numbers here. The Hawks to defend. And a good tackle from Josh Ward on Pendlebury. Ball up here. Going to be umpire's ball here again. Oh, jeez, what a cheeky tackle that was from Connor Nash. Very well done. Good tackle there from the Irishman. Ball up again. Yeah, pretty fair tackle. Didn't really dump him. Anyway, Josh Dacos goes in again. Tom Mitchell tackled. Ball up again. Yes, exactly right, mates. Yeah, it makes you pull your hair out sometimes over the inside 50 deliveries this year, mate. It's a good tackle from Nash. And now Houston does well to gain a bit of space. Good hands. Now to Josh Dacos. It's a nice measuring kick, but he just couldn't find an accurate target. He goes right to Barras, really, and back here to Sicily. It's been good form. Cross now here to Dylan Moore, working up the ground, and Hawks want to try and get a bit of motion in their ball movement here. Jaff out to battle, long down the line. In a good spot, though. Guess who? 𝘼𝐼𝐿𝐴 Cameron, as always. He's been doing all year. Intercept marking King as a ruckman. So Cameron now just lofts it up into the bucket for Membry. And he's actually going to win the free here. Looked like he sort of got out-muscled, but obviously Barras did something illegally there. Maybe an arm around. So Membry. Who can he find at home? Lofts up with the pocket. It's just a bad kick. Bad kick. Gives it right to Jaff. And now chips it out of the top into space here for Dylan Moore. Well, Collingwood, first 5 inside 50s of the game, and usually with how they've played this year, that you'd think with their first 5 inside 50s they'd find a score, but they've been off the ball a little bit here, as anyway, Watson mops it up nicely at ground level, out across here to Josh Ward, quick hands to Moore, and now back here to 𝐼𝐿𝐴 𝐼𝐿𝐴. Been a fine play for them this year at half back. Now Jaff, a few touches early on for this young man, goes across to 𝐼𝐿𝐴. I've been loving the last 6 or so weeks. He's had some very influential performances, but he won't be having one tonight if he's slipping over like that. Gives a quick hand to 𝐼𝐿𝐴, and now 𝐼𝐿𝐴. He's run into a roadblock. Great tackle, Josh Dacos. Umpire's ball, and Nick Dacos wanted to get on the bench here. No, sorry, it's 𝐓𝐡𝐞 with the tackle. Anyway, they're going to go long down the line here. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 actually going to go more of the corridor to a contest. Elliott can fly. Boyd's ground level. Now 𝐼𝐿𝐴 mops up beautifully. Houston. Oh, bad hand pass. He puts that right to Ginnivan, the former teammate. Spin move, clever. Now dishes out here to Jaff. Good evasion. Dylan Moore to Josh Ward. Good hands here from the Hawks. Now 𝐼𝐿𝐴 can build. They've got a bit of space here in the middle. Now the ruckman's getting involved. Big Meek. Look at him go. That's very well done for the big man. 𝐼𝐿𝐴 now just hacks it forward to gain some territory. How's the kick? It's no good. Frampton drops the mark. Out the back, Nick Watson. Dribbles it through. Oh, geez. He takes his chance as well, this young man. Nick Watson with the second. And the Hawks are just making the Pies pay here off their mistakes. How about this? First 2 for the Hawks. Hope they go well, Nick. Welcome, mates. And he's off for a spell, Nick Watson, with the first 2 of the game. Well, yeah, Hawthorn did really well there. Their hand passing early ons look good here. Sort of been able to shake a few would-be tacklers with some good hands. And, oh, that's just part of the game, really. The chaos ball. Frampton really should be marking that. And Watson, again, roves it beautifully off a defensive spillage. And, oh, geez, he's a good player. Sneaks home, and he's up and about. First 2 for the Hawks. Two goals to the match. Ball back in the middle. Darcy Cameron hits it out. Mitchell should mop it up, and he does well. Ned Long now to Nick Daicos. Oh, uncharacteristic fumble from Daicos there, and it's a turnover, but Long able to tackle 𝐓𝐴 well. Ball up here. That's not what you usually see from Nick, and yeah, unfortunately, Jeremy Howe subbed. And I mean, how about that? Jeremy Howe subbed out, and Darcy Moore makes a mistake, and they concede. So it's a big out. Anyway, quick hands from Daicos, ineffective to go. He mops it up to Houston. Just out into space for someone to go and get, but it's another bad hand pass from Houston there. They're not handling the pressure well here, Collingwood, early on. Hawks looking a bit better and tight. Ginnivan over to Nash. Now Dylan Moore goes back here to battle. Ooh, they've worked themselves into a bit of a phone box situation here, the Hawks, trying to find that exit hand pass, and they do well enough. Sicily now gains some territory from the kick to a 2-and-2. 𝐴𝐿𝐴 should be marking that. Now Gunston, they've got him at the back here again, the Hawks. Kick into space. Does Mitch Lewis have the toe? It looks like he does. Might be clobbered up by Frampton here, and he is. Ball spills out. He gets the hands out, though. And Sidebottom does well. Can now switch on the outer side, and they find the spare man of Jack Crisp. No, sorry, that's 𝐸𝐴. On his favourite left now, goes to the wing, and he finds Jack Crisp. Speaking of him, continues to link in the chain to look like they've gotten him out the back potentially here, Collingwood. Hoskin hands it to Daicos. Oh, but Nick, terrible kick. He had a bit of time. Gives it right to 𝐸𝐴, and you can hear those restless Collingwood supporters not happy there. 𝐸𝐴 now out wide here to Josh Ward. Corridor kick here to 𝐴𝐿𝐴. Quickly now goes by foot. Oh, just gets it over the top of Cameron, but ball goes over. Anyway, inside 50 here for Hawthorn. 𝐼𝐴𝐿𝐴 trying to win it. Whilst getting tackled from Maynard. 𝐸𝐴𝐿𝐴 did well to get the hands out. Now Maynard just forced to really hack it on the shoe and gain some territory here for the Pies. 𝐼𝐿𝐴𝐴 can't get the half volley aim on. Trucks it. Ball in again. So 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴 obviously passed the 𝐻𝐿𝐴. He's back out on the bench. It's good to see. 20-15 contested ball for Hawthorn early on. They're looking a bit better on the inside than the Pies. It's going to be a free here to Nick Daicos. I think it was holding free. Yeah, 16-7 in the ground ball game already for Hawthorn. So that was their dominance from last season. Oh, geez, Jath crashes right into Sicily. And the Pies bring a bit of pressure here. They've done well. Perriman out here to Pendlebury. Another bit of a bad fumble, but mopping up nicely is 𝐼𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴. Shoots a goal, and the crowd likes it. Pies with some inside 50 dominance early on here. And finally cashed in with their first of the game. 2-1. Now, good pressure there from the Pies. Able to sort of force a turnover. And, yeah, again, with a few fumbles from some players, like Pendlebury fumbling there, but 𝐼𝐿𝐴𝐴 came crashing through and kicks truly. Unreal play, 𝐼𝐿𝐴𝐴. I saw he rejected the first offer for a re-signing deal. You know, obviously he just wants a bit more money, so that's fair enough. I can't really see him leaving, but yeah, reliable player, 𝐼𝐿𝐴𝐴. So, ball back in the middle here. 2-1 in favour of the Hawks. Pies just gold. Now 𝐓𝐴𝐴𝐴 will get the centre clearance here. Perryman does well. Gets front position, wins the free. High contact his way. Wants to quickly play on now and just jag it to the wing. Finds 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐿𝐼𝐿𝐼. Nick Dacos in the corridor and he gets it. Now cross here, to Billy Frampton. And now to Perryman. So slowing in here, bit the pies, and now they find the leading man of 𝐸𝐸𝐶 just slides well enough to mark it. So 𝐸𝐸𝐶 now. Oh, geez. That's a bad kick. Was it a late hit? I don't think it was. It was just good pressure, but also a shite kick. I think it was 𝐴𝐿 there with the pressure, and now Hawks turn over here, and that's a good kick into space for 𝐴𝐿. Will it sit for him? It will. Taps into advantage. Does another tap to advantage. Bit of a soccer kick. Pick up the ball, son. It's a coach's nightmare when they go off the ground by foot. And now back the other way. Collingwood can rebound. Good kick. Great vision. 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻𝐿 getting that one from Maynard. And now Jack Crisp under pressure there again. Dacos able to rove it nicely though. Cuts his way in between a few. Hands it now over the top here to Penryn. He goes here to Houston in a good shooting range here. Dan Houston. But he misses across the face. First minor score of the game. It's Tom Barrass now. So Barrass now long down the line. Spoil was a good one from Moore, but only as far as 𝐸𝐴𝐿. Houston did well to intervene. Hands it over the top to Long. Slap. A bit too clever, but 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼 a good tackle here on Karl Amon. So he's getting a bit of treatment on his foot, 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻, but I think he's okay. Chris now under the pump here. It's a great tackle from 𝐴𝐿𝐼𝐻. Looks like he just got the hand pass away. 𝐴𝐿𝐼𝐻 goes in again. Has a bit of time and space. Hands now to Connor McDonald. And he pins the ears. Now inside 50 here. The kick and it find Gunston on the fuller. Can't quite. The bounce will sit for him though. Moore should be able to tackle and he does well. Darcy Moore. And umpire's ball. Mitch Lewis tackles 𝐸𝐸𝐶 there. We'll go again. Houston now mops it up and will clear here for the Pies. A long kick out of the 50. Barrass in a good spot. He's been doing that most this season, Tom Barrass. Really good intercept mark. Currently will lock it in here, the forward half for the Hawks. They've started well here, Hawthorn. 5-2 intercept marks, and they belted Adelaide in that era last week too. D'Ambrosio now. Back here now to 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻. So he plays on now and goes inside 50 with a high ball. Who are the flies? Maybe 𝐴𝐿 or 𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 𝐸𝐿𝐼 is always a good player in the air. The young man, he can go back here. Great grab. Yeah, really good mark. Got at the highest point there. So he really should be slotting this one, you'd think. 𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 𝐸𝐿𝐼. And sneaks it home. It's a good start here for Hawthorn. Through the first four, I should say, sorry. 3 goals to 1 goal 1. Yeah, so just really drops it in the bucket there for Deer to go and get. It's a good kick, and 𝐴𝐿𝐼𝐻 sort of comes in a way to block 𝐸𝐸𝐶. Legally, obviously. I mean, he tried to sort of go up for it in a way, but not really many went up there for the Pies. Yeah, they just got totally wrong. It's good kick inside 50. Ball back in the middle here. John Newcomb. Just out here to 𝐼𝙗𝐿𝐼𝐻𝐪. And they sort of go back to go forward here, the Hawks, you'd think. 𝐶𝐶 not 15 here for Josh Battle. Doing real well in the inside game here, the Hawks early on. That kick no good, though. Intercepted here from side bottom. Game 350, how about it? Side bottom, short corridor kick. Oh, jeez. Terrible turnover. Dylan Moore gets in the way for the intercept. 𝐼𝙗𝐪 started well. He's got to go quick more, and he does well to Mitch Lewis. Can they spread here, the Hawks? Good hands. 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻. Forced to go on his non-preferred. And it's a good mark from Perryman. That's going to be in the back against Lewis, I think. That's a good call. So, 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻's free here on the wing. Look like he's want to go down the spine here. Can they have a fly? 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 in a good spot. Barras gets there just in time. It's actually going to be an arm chop, I think, against Barras, and it is. Anyway, Brody 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻, who's he got at home? Just going to fan out wide here to 𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻. And he's found a bit of space. Sure did he go. He can kick his first goal of the game. Of the game, well, Blue Lock, welcome, mate. It's a good start from the Hawks, no doubt. Anyway, chance here for 𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 to get a snag. Anyway, Jordy 𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 kicks on its way. It's going to swing back a bit, but overall... Okay, I think that's... Okay, it's hit the post. Remember, keep the goal off the spillage, but hit the point post first. So, 𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 going to bring it back into play here. 𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 now to James 𝐶𝐶, and he'll get a clearing kick here. Down the line. More the big spoil. Getting it off hands, reads it okay. And in the back here, Watson getting goal side again. Tackle well from Jay Cross. That's a good pickup from Mitch Lewis. And now Ward back in board here to 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻. To 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 finds a bit of space. Back here to Ward on his favourite left. Cuts inside. Goes in between two if you don't mind. And now goes inside 50. Pendlebury. Oh, it's out the back here again for the Hawks. Newcomb gives the hands to Chol. And, oh, geez, mate, look at that. Could have socketed it home off the fumbling there. But the socker just the wrong side of the post. Well, yeah, Hawks forward half weapons are real dangerous here at the minute. They're just getting goal side, and a few of these entries they're getting out the back. And this is what we sort of saw against Brisbane last time. I just kept on getting Collingwood out the back multiple times. Cleared here from Houston 𝐶𝐶. Really good mark. I think Barras has pushed out anyway, but they'll pay the mark here. Now 𝐶𝐶. No. It's going to be all Darcy Moore there. 5 minutes to go here. 3-1 in favour of the Hawks. More across now to 𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻. As that 𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 now takes a bounce through the corridor. The Pies want to go a bit of dare. Houston to Perryman. Just going to go deep here. One out. 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 and Barras. And from the side net long. Should be taking that. Pendlebury, a lovely spin move. Who does he find? Hoskin Elliott, back here to 𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻 on his non-favourite left, but the kicks looks pretty good. Jordan 𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻. Oh, geez, when he's up and about, he's a good player. Good to see him back in there. Obviously subbed out last week, of course, with these injury woes, but yeah, geez, let's remember this is one of Collingwood's most impactful players who has missed majority this season. And Collingwood with 2 in a row here. No, sorry, a goal back, I should say. Back to 5 points. Really well done from Pendlebury, able to shirk the tackle. And yeah. The inside 50 work from the Pies. They work the hands so nicely too. Hoskin Elliott 𝐼𝐴 and goals on his favourite left. I keep on saying favourite left. His right foot is he's favoured. Or his non-preferred, I should say. Go on the board. So 5-point margin, still in favour of Hawthorn. Goal for peace here as Watson crashes through in the centre bounce. Holding the ball, that's a really rough call. Very, very unlucky. He did well to sort of crush that contest. Maybe should have gotten it out. Handball receive goes now to Maynard and 𝐼𝐴 𝐿𝐴 from the side marks. Hands it now to Braden Maynard. Rare goal kicker, but he's just going to dab it short. And it's a good kick. Finds side bottom. He can goal here in game 350. Oh, side bottom. Can he go here? This would be something special in game 350. Obviously, a terrific start out to the season. Sort of dropped off a bit, but can he go here? He can't. What a score it is, 4-point game. Clearing kick now. Deer from in front can't quite take it. It's going to be a free here to the Hawks. I think it was Deer with an arm chop. So Deer now out across, and they work the hands again. The Hawks, and now 𝐷'Ambrosio on his left shoe towards the edge of 50. Watson, a lovely rove again. And I think he got his legs taken out. Yep, it's a trip. And he can definitely make the range here. He's got a bit of a shoe on him for a small frame. Let's see if we can snag this. So Nick Watson, he's had a good start here. Only 3 touches, but 2 goals. 𝐸𝐿𝐴 is 3rd and a quarter. Watson's kick, it's not going to have the accuracy, but he's at least going to set it up for his teammates. Big Meek almost got that one. The ball in here for a 450 stoppage for the Hawks. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a handful here for 𝐸𝐿𝐴. Ball in here. Meek grabs out of the ruck, really. And tackled from 𝐼𝐴 𝐿𝐴, ball up again. Meek in front position. 𝐿𝐴 with a hit out. 𝐼𝐴 now. Accident on the left shoe. And no one at home, but they can reload here. They're going the Hawks. Ball in here again. Who's at home here for the Hawks? A quick soccer from Connor McDonald in front. 𝐸𝐴 gets a quick kick away. And it's the wrong side of the posts. What a score here for Hawthorn. So looking at, I think, the better team on the inside here. The Hawks are absorbing Collingwood's pressure fairly well. Pies a bit fumbly early on, but it feels like now they're starting to get their game going a bit. Taking the game on. Nice spin move there from Josh Dacos. Good tap as well from Oscar Elliott. Now 𝐓𝐿𝐴 gains some metres off the kick. Just dumps it high. And 𝐸𝐿𝐴, that's a mighty mark. Got pushed out sort of and still took the mark back with the flight. And he jags the kick in the corridor here. 𝐸𝐴. Now to Nash. Back here to 𝐸𝐴. Takes on a would-be tackling. He does well. Oh, the hand passes keep on happening here, Hawthorn, but they find the exit. 𝐷'Ambrosio to battle. And now Connor Nash, a high ball inside 50 here. Spoils come, roving his 𝐸𝐿𝐴. Does well to get on his favoured left. The snap's a bit short though, and it's going to be marked here from side bottom. Geez, having some big wins on the outside. Hawthorn, like Dan Brosy's had an excellent start. They're sort of overusing their hands in a way because of Pies' pressure still been fairly good, but they've been able to get from inside out fairly well. Ball in here though, other side of the wing. Another clearance win here for Hawthorn, although it's a bit of a dirty one. Lands short, but Watson is out in the back. No. Ball in here. Another ball in here. Quite a bit of stoppages in this first term. Warple, tackle from Dacos. Does want to get the kick away, not give up on the ball. Watson, beautiful quick hands. 𝐓𝐿𝐿 now. Jags the kick short. Tries to get it in front of for a Hawks defender to go and get, but Collingwood do well to get first possession, although the pressure's good here, and it's got to be holding the ball, I think, against 𝐼𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. Yes, it is. Great pressure from the Hawks. Maybe a choke and line up after the siren here. And get a bit of a buffer here for the Hawks. Well, maybe 𝐼𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 can be such an enigma, this guy. Shots can go anywhere, really, but let's see if he can kick truly here. This would be pretty big for the Hawks. They get a bit of an early buffer here. Directly in front, really, from 25 out. Oh, he's missed. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, 6-point game it is at quarter time, but yeah, good start here. Yeah, Hawks have definitely come to play as we expected. I think they're looking a bit better on the inside, and they've overused the hands at times, but it's sort of been at the expense of Collingwood's great pressure, but they're doing well, really well from getting it from inside to out. They've been having some big wins on the wing. Dan Brosy's had a great start. Disposal's been clean. Dylan Moore working up the ground. 𝐵𝐶𝐿𝐿 and Barras intercepting. Yeah, they're in good stead at the minute, the Hawks, although last 10 minutes or so, Collingwood started to get the game a bit on their terms, get a bit more efficiency out of their use. But yeah, no, Hawks definitely come to play. 2 goals, 3 plays, 3 goals, 2. So 3 goals, 2. No, sorry, 3 goals, 3, 21, 2 goals, 3, 15. Oh, how do you miss that though? That's a shocker. That's a Joel 𝐼𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 special. Jeez, I have to stitch up 𝐼𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 like that, don't I? Yeah, I mean, that's sort of what you get with those plays. You just have to hold your breath with set shots. And goes on and misses that. Terrible. Anyway, look at the stats for quarter time. Yeah, a fiery start, I think, from both sides. Bit fumbly early on, but I think we're seeing less of it. But yeah, they're winning the inside game, Hawthorn, winning the clearances, 10-5 in the stoppages, and plus 12 contested footy. So yeah, Hawks, so far so good, winning at the source. Yeah, I mean, the margin feels about right, really. Both teams have had their chances. I mean, Collingwood started off with more inside 50s and, yeah, just 13-11. So, pretty even game, I'd say. And I actually forgot to add the point. There we go, 6-point game. Yeah, usually left footers are the ones you rely on, Steve, for good kicking, but, I mean, that's just an absolute shocker. I mean, the issue with Charlie's has always had such a very casual approach to the footy with drop punts. Like, he's sort of leading back and very slow, not really fluid. So, I guess you can have that at times. Some bad misses. Yeah, it was a nasty one, Turbo, mates. Yeah, no, you had to see a play go off of Jeremy Howe like that, but it was a good contest. Like just pure footy wise, real good knock there. But yeah, I mean, you don't want to see players go down from it. It's a big out though, Jeremy Howe right away. Because he was a really big in for Collingwood and just out straight away. So bit of a nasty one there for the Pies to comp. Anyway, let's have a look at some more play stats. So I really liking D'Ambrosio start. I think he's been one of the best out on ground. Houston's got 11 touches, although he's had a few fumbly ones here and there, and not really a few that have gone astray. He's still started fairly well. Dylan Moore working up the ground with 10 touches. Ward, yeah, his production's really improved this season. He's on 9 touches. Yeah, exactly right, Turbo. It's a nasty one to see. Warpaw 8, Ginnivan 8, Sicilian. Have a look at the intercept possessions. Sicily's got 8 disposals. Score of Vulvance 3 for Watson. Looking really potent early on, getting goal side. And Tom Barras with 4 intercept possessions already. Side bottom and Perriman with 3. Yeah, Perriman started well. Looking pretty good overhead, as he always is. He's always been a pretty good player overhead, Perriman. Yeah, okay, so that's good. It might only just be concussion. Okay. So yeah, no, I think he should be fine. You can. How's it going? Well, Collingwood fan, mate. What absolute joke's going to come? Oh, mate, hang in there. I think sometimes watching the sport can make you pull your hair out at times, mate. But you know, Pie's still in a good spot, and still a pretty even game. I think the Collingwood have done well to get back into it somewhat. Anyways, it's the Pies trailing by 6, Hawks by 6, heading in the second term now. How's it going? Well, Cal, geez, you missed a nasty one. A few minutes in, Jeremy Howe out cold with a concussion, but he could be off to the hospital for scans. So it's a big out early on for Collingwood. Yeah, Hawks forwards giving the Pies a few headaches early on. Anyway, underway for the second term. Going to be free to the Hawks. Look like a block free. Big Meek will get the pill. And now we'll find on the lead John Newcombe, who started well. Inside 50 now he goes. Who can fly? 𝐼𝐴 𝐎𝐥𝐝 almost again. More. Side bottom takes it over. Yeah, and it kills him too, Cal, because he's just come back in and he's, I think, one of the most important players in that back line as well. So, yeah, a bit of an out there. Anyway, ball in here for the Hawks. A 4:50 stoppage. What can they manufacture here? Cameron grabs out of the ruck, just dishes it out only as far as D'Ambrosio. And it's going to be higher. D'Ambrosio plays. Oh, it's a high fend off. Oh, I thought 𝐼𝐴 got him high. Okay. Free here to Nick. Wants to try and find a switch, but they're just going to go down the line, and a clever kick there from 𝐼𝐴 finds Pendlebury in a little bit of space. Pendles now. Go across now here to Josh 𝐼𝐴. And down to his brother. Yeah, it was a really, you'll probably find a replay on social media, Cal, but it was just honestly, really good one, really good contest. Like, great bum. I mean, Newcomb it wasn't a bum, Newcomb tried to tackle. And yeah, he just came off second best. I mean, Newcomb had to go get a concussion assessment, but he's fine. Anyway, as we've seen most of this year, Hawthorn have been really good in the intercepting game, and Sicily there again for another. Aim on now, out across here to Mitch Lewis. Yeah, hopefully poacher, mate. Like, it's sort of a relief because I know my team, the Swans, won't be in there to make it absolutely shit like last year for neutral, so I'm hoping it's a good one. Anyway, kick down the line here from the Hawks. Ball in, centre wing. Yeah, okay, so hell off to hospital, I'm assuming just for some scans. He seems to be alright and smiling a bit, so... Yeah, still don't like to see that though. Anyway, Warple's kick smothered, but yeah, Hawks most of the time from these stoppages getting first possession anyway. Oh, Josh Dacos, bad turnover there, and now through the middle they can go, although that's a bit of a poor kick. They can apply the heat though, the Hawks, but they do want them up the pies. Frampton out across here to 𝐼𝐴𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. Schultz now back here to Brandon Maynard. Yeah, Josh Dacos. But yeah, it's been a fairly linear game so far. Just long down the line and just pretty simple stuff. We haven't really seen much switches and corridor uses, although the Pies have tried that when they can. Long down the line again. Off hands, Josh Ward does well, started well, and Amon's been good this season. Out across here, it's a big win coming up for Mitch Lewis, but Crisp does well to get in the side. And it's actually going to be front-on contact here against Crisp. Bit of a rough one to give away. I thought he did well to sort of pigeonhole himself into the contest and win it, but front on it is. Mitch Lewis now. Going to heave it towards the edge of 50. Cameron in a good spot here for an intercept. But 𝐼𝐴𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿, what a mark. Oh, sensational. I mean, he's sort of, Cameron, as he's used him as a step ladder, that is a classic specky there. Jeez, he's going to be, I mean, if not already like last season, he was so exciting to watch. He's come back in and taken a few decent flies. This isn't just the first time. Anyway, 𝐼𝐴𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿, I keep on pronouncing it wrong. This will be a mighty effort if he can go here. Kicks on its way. It's a high kick. It's going to land short. And Gunston marks. No, it's big Lloyd Meek. Did well to outmark Darcy Moore there. Great grab for the big man, and this should be the first coming up the second for the Hawks. Well, yeah, as we said before, they've been dominating the skies, the Hawks. We'll actually have a look. And goals it. Good start here for the Hawks. Yeah, already 5-0 in the contested marking game for the Hawks. So there you go. Especially in the nature of the game where it's been a lot of just long down the line business. Those contested marks are worth their weight in gold. And yeah, it's a good mark there from 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. Yeah, it can take a while, Cal. That is true. Usually on like Twitter and stuff, it's pretty quick though. Big 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐿𝐿. Yeah, I mean, that goal's just basically generated off two really good marks. Oh, hell off to hospital. Don't like to see that. Ball back in the middle here. Got a tuck on the footy there from Moore, and he dishes out here to a teammate now, Newcomb. Meat kits in the way. McDonald backs him up. And a nice kick. Good change of the angles there to find Newcomb. Who can they find inside 50? A few leads on. Assessing his options. And nice quick hands here to 𝐼𝐴𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. And a good kick. Low and flat finds Dylan Moore is not preferred. Well, the Hawks are just smashing them around the footy. It feels like every centre bounce or stoppage, they're just getting their hands on it and getting it forward. Yeah, looking a lot neater with their disposals in comparison to the Pies. Can't really grasp control of the game at the minute. And I think if you're a Hawthorn supporter, you just want to capitalise on these opportunities given what Collingwood can do with momentum. Dylan Moore should go here, and he does. It's a good start from the Hawks. They've got the first two, and they have gotten this margin out to 18 points, if you don't mind. So Dylan Moore goes there. Never used Twitter. Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. I use it a little bit for, like, it's good for AFL news coming right away, but apart from that, I don't really use it much. You know, social media is usually just full of wank anyway. That's why I always find YouTube the best, because it's just, I'm not trying to pump my own tyres here, but it's just great for watching videos and really creative stuff. Anyway, he's got to get pinned there. Great tackle. Mitchell holding the ball, and the Pies want to go quick here. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 pins the ears, goes deep to a one-on-one. In front, 𝘲𝐶𝐾 wins it. Free kick anyway, so you'd think here an instant response here from Collingwood. Hawks, tools, causing problems. Yeah, they are a bit, Steve-o. We'll lose top two spot. Yeah, I mean, it's massive ramifications for the loser, Dominic. One way or the other. Nothing going well, 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴. Welcome, mate. 𝘲𝐶𝐾 should goal here. And he sure does. Goal number 2. And back to 12 points. Got a bit of a dodgy nose, by the way, lads, so that's why I'm sort of just like doing this and shit. Good mark from 𝘲𝐻𝐾. And yeah, really good quality tackle too from Tommy Mitchell. Well, back to 2-goal margin. Ball up here in the midfield zone. Make a nice hit down. 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴 quick hands, and again, another clearance here from the Hawks. Out into space. 𝐼𝐻𝐿 and Moore go at it. 𝐼𝐻𝐿 gets front position. Mitchell a clean pick up with nice clean hands. Demore now to Crisp. Takes on a tackler. Sort of forced to get rid of it. Ball to be won here. It's going to be in the back there for Josh Buttle's way. Lack of discipline there from the Pies. Geez, he's got red paint all over him, Josh Battle. Yeah, no, that's fair enough, Cal. Yeah, no, YouTube's great. Always has been. Cross now to Amon. Quick now to 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴. Through the middle of the ground they go, and it's a good kick. Geez, they really hitting their targets well here. Hawthorn, quick hands. John Newcomb. And clever. Really drops it short nicely for Connor Nash. There's just levels at the minute between both sides with how they're using it. Hawks a bit more creative. Hitting targets well. Whilst the Pies looking second best. I mean, these are just clever kicks you can't really defend sometimes. Nice there. And Connor Nash, he's a rare goal kicker. Can the Irishman get on the board here? It's a big kick. Looks good. Bang. No, it's landed short. And Cameron's actually taken the mark. Fair play. Drops it short now for 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴. 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴 now short to 𝐷𝐿𝐴. Again, the Pies are just really forced to go long down the line. They're trying to look for the switch, but nothing at home. They need... See, this is where Collingwood are good. They dominate the skies, but they're not in the minute, so not really getting much territory as the Hawks go back the other way. Dylan Moore drops it short nicely to Gunston. On the build again, the Hawks. And he might go back here, actually. Okay. How's the old man got the leg here? Watson with a bit of a lead. He's actually on. Nope, slips over. Anyway, inside 50 now. Mitch Lewis, not a bad crack. 𝐼𝐿𝐴 from the side. Kick smothered. Instantly tackles Nash. And Maynard a good tackle. That can't be ball. Umpire's ball it is. Yeah, I did see that. That's been a bit of a thing for a little while. Like the ban on social media, or like under 16s apparently can't use it. Nice quick hands from the inside again from the Hawks. And Dylan Moore now just floats it to the top of the square. Side bottom crashing through. Ball in. It's a great start from Hawthorn though. They're just looking superior, as Wollongong did say. 17 to 11 in the clearance game. Woolday on the bench. Darcy Cameron in front position. Dacos can't quite get the pick up. Pennery can, and instantly tackle from Dylan Moore. Well, I've tapped the Pies, but here, but I tell you what, Hawks are looking really good. I still will go with Collingwood, but look, I just sort of just want to watch it as a neutral, really. You tip a team, you do the job, but you just want to see a good game of footy. But yeah, Hawks looking really good here. Anyway, the Pies looking for a response. They now find finally a bit of space. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 hits the tick lead of 𝘲𝐿𝐴. Plays on now, peels off, and drops it short. It's a lovely kick. Short fine Elliott, and no, that's not a mark. Oh, I tell you what, I don't know. I think that's a bit... Maybe held it just long enough. But it's a lovely bit of movement there from the Pies, where that's been a rarity so far tonight. Oh, geez, borderline. Absolute borderline. That's not a mark. Let's see if we can go here, Jamie Elliott. Set, usually a very reliable set shot, but yeah, 48-24, pretty good return. For goal number 49, and to get the Pies back to a straight kick. On its way, big kick. I think it's home. Looking like the umpire wants to have a chat here. Right, umpire thinks it's a behind. Let's see. Yeah, that's touched. Oh, geez. Scrimshaw getting there just in time. Minor score it is. Yeah, I mean, it's all a bit of a head scratcher, really, Cal. I really don't know, to be honest. Needs to be maybe digital ID or something. Who really knows? Anyway, here we go. Collingwood front half turnover where they're good. Quick hands, inside 50. Well defended from Jarth. Marking up, though, is 𝐼𝐿𝐴. Back to Jamie Elliott. He's going to go for goals here. Not a bad effort, but it's going to swing across for a 2-point play. Now, let's see if Collingwood can lock it in here, or can the Hawks go end to end. 3 goals 5, 5 goals 3. Both the same scoring shots. 𝐼𝐿𝐴 now short to D'Ambrosio. Massimo now long down the line. And 𝐼𝐿𝐴 can't quite take that one. Ginnivan hands it into space, but Quaynor just going to run that one over. Ball in. .906 to play in this second term. Most of the dominance come the Hawks' way, though. The Pies starting to get their foot in this game a bit. Now 𝐼𝐴 forced to go on his right shoot. Inside 50 here. Who are the Flies? Almost from the side. Where's McDonald? Lewis gets there. More in the way as well, and he'll be tackled. Umpire's ball. Wobbles have settled. Big Meek just dominated there. He basically got all the positioning to himself. Watson snaps the kick short. Works for Gunston. Oh, we got a bit of space there and barely Frampton. And again, it's Watson involved in another potential goal here for Hawthorn. So Gunston, you'd think reliable goal kicker should kick this. Kicks on its way, and it's true. Good response from the Hawks. Goal back their way out to 16 points. Well, to go from a stoppage, really, I mean, Meek was the only player that went up for that hit out, and a good hit into space. That's obviously a bit of a set play, and they work the hands out. And Watson, well, just try to really drop it short or just have a hack at goal. Yeah, he just lands short beautifully for Gunston. Oh, thanks very much for 10 gifted, Kai, mate. Yeah, geez, really appreciate it, mate. Oh, you lucky bastards getting a free member. Say thanks to Kai. Nah, appreciate it as always, mate. I know you're very generous on the channel, so heavily appreciated, mate. Anyway, quick hands now here from the Pies. They find a bit of space. Mitchell to 𝐼𝐴 on his left boot. Membry in a good spot. And is he pushed out? Hardwick, I think he is. Yep, going to be Fred Hardwick here. Illegal blocking from Elliott. So, Blake Hardwick's free. Yeah, I'm not too sure, Kai, mate, but yeah, no, I really appreciate it, man. Again, you don't have to if you don't want it, but if you really want to, fair enough, man. I really appreciate generosity. Anyway, the Hawks find a bit of space here on the outside. Kick inside 50. Gunston, Frampton, that's a good win. And gets a clean possession out here to Houston. Oh, geez, bad kick. D'Ambrosia's going to mop that up. And he can quickly go, and he'll find Mitch Lewis, and he can get a shot on goal here. Nah, appreciate it, Kai, mate. Too many, yeah, too many. I think that's a nice way to put it, from Cal. Yeah, no, there you go, Deckers, mate. Enjoy all this Sydney emojis I've got. They're a bit outdated, by the way. Anyway, Mitch Lewis marks here. Hawks just able to get some good intercepts here off the Pies' mistakes, and can Mitch Lewis goal. It swings back the right way. Beautiful snag. It's another for the Hawks. Looking a lot more ominous than the Pies. Hawthorn, they've been good off the turnover and overall just been a lot more damaging with their use inside 50, whilst the Pies, well, they've sort of really struggled to get territory this quarter. Hawthorn setting up well. Doing a lot right here, the Hawks. 21-point margin, 6:38 to play till the main break. And I mean, that's just a bad turnover from Houston. Way too loopy. And I mean, D'Ambrosio, that's a good mark back with a flight. And Darcy Moore off his man. You can see there, Nick Dacos not happy. He has his arms up in the air. Mitch Lewis goals. It's 22 points in favour of the Hawks. Ball back in the middle, and again, another clearance here from the Hawks. Josh Ward out the front. Low flat kick works for Joel. Marks it on the full. Oh, okay. This is now a chance to really start the alarm bells ringing for the Pies. They're just doing everything right at the minute, the Hawks. Yeah, seriously, is 𝐼𝐴 𝐿𝐴. Yeah, that's a mark. Beautiful kick. I mean, I tell you what, as I said, like I feel like Josh Ward's having such a great year. I don't think he's going to be a superstar, but there's just that 250, 300 gamer sort of vibe in him. Can he kick? This snag maybe trying after having a terrible miss after the siren last term. Kicks on its way, and there you go. He's a bit hit and miss, but when he goals, he's impactful. Another one for the Hawks. Really now blowing out this margin. It's out to 28 points. Mate. Yeah, no, they're looking a bit flat. No, nothing better that Leo Barrow start. Oh yeah, sorry, Cow. I've put that on mute. When Kai does me gift, I actually mute it because it just kept on replaying. Yeah, sorry, mate. It's the only really sound I could think of. Because it's got to be a special one when someone becomes a member. Well, they've been better on the inside. They've been great by foot. They're just totally outdoing the Pies in many areas here. They've just really struggled to get much ascendancy on the game with dictating the game. That's what Collingwood do well. 4.5 intercepts, control the game with their ball movement, but they just can't really get it on their level at the minute. Sort of playing the Hawks' hands and just these loopy hand passes, just guessing themselves, and Hawthorn have been doing well to pick it off. Anyway, Josh Daicos tackled here. Bosball. Mitchell now. Just a bad hand pass again. Even though he's done some nice disposals, now he's joined the party. 𝐓𝐿 attacks it well. Now to Daicos and back to 𝐓𝐿. What can they find now? Towards the edge of 50. There we go. There's a good win from memory. But a spoil. That's a terrific spoil from 𝐓𝐶𝐶. Getting there just in time. And now to D'Ambrosio. On the outside, the Hawks can go. Hand passes to Moore. Back to 𝐓𝐶𝐶. Now gains some metres off that kick. Cameron back with a flight. Oh, but Frampton comes in. That was all going to be Darcy Cameron. Then he spoiled it out of his own mitts. Hawks work the hands nicely here again. Ginnivan, a big entry. Frampton, a good spot. And he can't take the mark. Well done defensively there from Deer. And umpire's ball it is. Yeah, exactly right, Ed. That's been great from the Hawks. Yeah, no, I never really thought it happened. Matthew Pavlich becoming a CEO of the Swans, but there you go. Yeah, no, seemed pretty impressed with the press conference about what he's done off the field, and they seem pretty confident in him. So, yeah, D'Ambrosio wins a high there. .4:17 to play here. It's really been all Hawthorn in this second term. In good control, but geez, Massimo's kick could have been a bit better. Smother was good there from Membry, and he just really a bit of a nothing kick. Tries to gain some metres. McStay not going to get there in time, and they can mop up here again. The Hawks, that kick doesn't work to Warple, but 𝐓𝐶𝐶 backing him up. That's always a thing you learn in under 10s football, backing up your teammates. Did well there. Lloyd Meek. Inside 50 now. Drops it short for 𝐼𝐿, and he's got it. Oh, geez, they're killing him at ground level in the air inside 50, the Hawks. This could be a bit of a pasting on the cards. Oh, could it? You'd expect the Pies to get back into it, but this is looking pretty one-sided. Big 𝐼𝐿, just front position. Houston forced to go up there. They've been getting some mismatches a bit, the Hawks inside 50 against these Pies defenders. Maybe 𝐼𝐿. Can he kick 2 in a row here? Or is he due for one of his usual misses? Let's see. 𝐼𝐿. Loved him at the Suns. And he's got it. Big snag. Really now blowing out to a bit of a margin. 34 points. Nine goals 3 to 3 goals 5. Fun fact, I played against Pavlich High School footy. Oh, there you go, Tom. Very nice. And 𝐴𝐿 𝐿𝐴, so I'm assuming you're from South Australia then. Yeah, well. Yeah, no, I think A lot of people have that sort of story about who they play with when they're younger. I'm assuming they were pretty good when they were young. Because he has a big nose. Yeah, same with Cox as well. We seem to be getting the big noses. We've just got to add Basil Zempilas as well into the club. Ball back in the middle here. Need a response here, but again, just out of the middle, getting first possession again. Hawthorn. Warple inside 50. Ball comes from Houston. Lipinski sort of just forced with a nothing hand passes. We've been seeing this quite a bit in the second term from a Collingwood point of view. They're just really dishing out these nothing hand passes into space. They're not really handling the Hawks' pressure well. It's really been all Hawthorn this second term. 6 clearances for Newcombe. He's having a great game since he did come off the HIA. And they'll get another clearance here. Although a bit fumbly. It's going to be free to speak of the devil, John Newcombe. Yeah, exactly right. Right from minute 1-2. It's a nasty one, Dominic. Yeah, I think so, Deckers, mate. If they drop this with the Cats and Brisbane expected to play, well, they'll drop the 4th. I'm pretty sure I remember looking before the round. So there's that. I don't think Fremantle's win will pip them because they don't have enough percentage. But yeah, geez, they're back with the pack now if they lose this Collingwood. And they're getting totally outplayed. But they're looking impressive, the Hawks. Can Newcombe goal here? 5 goals in a row this will be. Not going to swing back. And Big Meek's got it again. Oh, wow. Oh, geez, the wheeze. He's just plucked out of the air. Why can't we have that? The Swans. I'm jealous. I am jealous. Oh, man. Should go here. Lloyd Meek for 2 1/4. And he's got it. This is a dominant second term from Hawthorn. Wow. They've just left these Pie supporters stunned. I mean, yeah, geez, you can really hear it. The atmosphere in this game, it's almost like a funeral's broken out. And it's a Hawthorn home game, actually, technically. But, yeah, they've really shell-shocked the Pies here. They're just no synergy, no connection at the minute. Looking a bit lost at sea. But, I mean, a few of these goals are given away is pretty defendable, but Hawks just been too good in the air. Super Meek. Yeah, no, he's been a fine pickup from the Hawks. Should look that up now. Should be on the AFL website. Like the Live Ladder, you mean, Cal? You can actually go... There's a good website for the Live Ladder. You go into... just search AFL Live Ladder. It's called Live Ladder. Liveladders.com. Pretty simple domain name, so you can search that up. Ball back in the middle here. Meek gets a hit out. They've been dominant from centre bounce this term as well, Hawthorn, but the Pies now for their turn. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 back to Cameron, but again, they just work themselves into trouble with this Hawthorn pressure. Look at that. Big Meek coming and crushing from the side. They've got to watch them in the Hawks. Winning front position there is 𝐵𝐵𝐼𝐴𝐵𝐼 can't quite get it socket out of there from Perryman. 𝐓𝐡𝐶 does his roll and applies a good tackle. Ball up. 63 to 23. It's a 40-point margin, ladies and gentlemen. Pressure been really low from the Pies this quarter. Nice spin move there from 𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐴. Now torps it inside 50. Plenty of metres off that one. 𝐓𝐴𝐵𝐼𝐴 tackled well and does well to get the hands out, and 𝐶𝐶 will just take this one over. Ball back in the middle here. This is actually the first time it's really been in Collingwood's front half from a stoppage point of view, and they're tackled all up again. 39 seconds till half time. Of course, we'll do a footy grid to pass the time. It's been a good watch, though. If you're Hawk supporter, they're looking real red hot in the minute. Inside 50 here. Maybe can they get a late one here, the Pies? 𝐼𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐼𝐴 does want to get the hands out. Kick. McStay. Left foot snap. Wrong side. It's going to bend. On a score for the Pies. 3 goals 6 now to 10 goals 3. They've been good with the goal kick and the Hawks. They're taking their chances. Scoreboard pressure. Always an important part of footy. Ginnivan now. Goes long down the line. And a good mark from Darcy Moore. A bit of a rare win, really. And they can go quick here. Chris, inside 50 to a flyer. 𝐼𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐿 can't take it. Scrimshaw off hands. And that should do it for the half. Battle, a neat kick. What a half from the Hawks. 39 points in their favour, ladies and gentlemen. This is a team that's been in the box seat most of this season. They've been off the ball, the Pies. I expect them to probably bounce back, but geez, not looking like that. Hawthorn are totally blitzed them and just general domination in everywhere you look. Clearances, foot skills, and inside 50 has been a lot better, and their pressure's been excellent as well. Pies just no rhythm with how they're moving it. They're sort of forced to go long and wide, and that's how they like it, but they just can't win anything in the air. They're getting blitzed inside 50 on the deck and also in the air. It's been really a one-sided quarter. In fact, actually, what was it? What was it in the end? The scoreline for that second term. I'm actually going to have to go get some tissues because my nose is actually like a bit ruddy at the minute. 3 goals, 6. Yeah, no, so a 1 goal 3 to a 7 goal straight quarter in favour of Hawthorn. Scoreboard pressure personified there. Wow. But yeah, 24 to 16 clearances, 8 to 6 in the centre clearance, 16 to 10 in the stoppages, and the contested ball almost plus 20. It's plus 16. So, yeah, some of the areas are doing right. Hawthorn, they're a lot more. They've been pretty creative with some of their kicks. They've been able to pull off, catch a few of those Pies defenders out. Yeah, no, as Brad Johnson just said, the speed is totally blitzing the Pies at the minute. Good to watch though, the Hawks. And contested marking as we bring up that stat again. I think it was 5-0 1 point. It's 7-2 now. One side of the fair, really. Anyways, I'll be back in a sec, lads. Yeah, nose is a bit iffy. I know you're going to blow me nose. But you know, we'll get a footy grid sorted. Yeah, exactly. It was a bit of a nasty head collision count. To be fair, he probably should have won the flag with him, 𝐼𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐿, but he was out with that injury. I think it was the ACL. So he has his moments. Yeah, but they're just really in all facets of the game. Hawks have just been too good. And as we say in the tipping videos, Hawthorn, with how they move the ball, they are sometimes one of the best in the competition with ball in hand. They move it well. It's against the top 8 they've struggled against this season, but really since that Dogs win, they've been a lot better. But yeah, no, they're looking pretty solid. The Hawks up by 39. I'll be back in a sec, lads. Right, I'm back, gents. So 39 points at half time. Yeah, geez, this could be a one-sided game. It's probably not what we would have hoped for in the live stream, but here's what it is. As Nettie puts it pretty much spot on. I hope it's a close match in quarter three. Exactly right. But no, they've been good to watch, the Hawks. From an individual point of view, Dylan Moore's having a huge game. 18 touches, just working up the ground. It's sort of like what he did last year as a bit of that extra midfielder. Loving his half. And they've just dominated guys like Meek. Contested marks galore, but his hit-outs have been great. I feel getting the better of 𝘼𝐼𝐿𝐼 Cameron, even though he's had some good moments himself, Cameron. 𝐵𝐶𝐶's been intercepted well, same with Barris as well. Yeah, and Mitch Lewis, like he's been really providing up the ground as well. Some nice kicks and good movement. So yeah, so far so good from the Hawks. Let's now load up a footy grid. Here we go, AFL Gridley. Right, we've got a Collingwood theme one here for tonight. Here we go. So played at MCG 100 plus times. It's quite a bit, eh? Collingwood play 100 more games at the MCG. Premiership player. We'll go Sean Burgoyne. That's actually pretty good. 1% for Burgoyne. I mean, he's a 400 gamer, let's remember. Played in 2010s and played at the MCG 100 plus times. Go Jack Riewoldt. 3%. Played in 2010, still side bottom teammate. Braden Sear. Played in 2010s, 10 finals goals in the career. Okay. Would maybe one of those Brisbane players. How's it going? Well, Mike, mate, I've been watching the game, loving the results so far. Didn't know you streamed this. Yeah, no worries, Mike. Hopefully going well, mate. Yeah, hopefully everything's going well over there at the States, mate. But I tell you what, man, I mean, to be fair, Hawks have been up and about, but geez, 40 points enough, so I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a bit of a response from the Pies. I'm thinking for 10 plus finals goals and I played in 2010. Could we go for like a Brisbane line, like a Charlie Cameron or something? Because they made the Brisbane made finals every year since what, 2019. 6 constant years now. Multiple games. Like surely Charlie Cameron has gotten 10. Yeah, okay, there we go. 0.7. Premiership player, 10 plus finals goals in the career. We'll go Michael O'Loughlin. 0.4 Mickey O. Alright, Pies, 10 plus finals goals in career. Okay, this one's a bit tougher. Damn, I mean, who is there? There's 82, so it's a bit more than you think, I guess. Yeah, no, you put it right, Els, mate. They have been pretty shit, eh? I actually saw online that apparently they're like thinking of maybe dragging back a few Thursday night games next year because how bad they've been. There's not really much the AFL can do about this. This is clearly, you know, matchup wise, should be one of the games of the year, but we're not really seeing it. I'm trying to think though. Collingwood player 10 plus finals goals. Maybe maybe Anthony Rocker. 4%. Don't think that's too awful. Premiership player, still side bottom teammates. Oh geez, yeah, 46. Quite a few to go here. Could we go maybe like a player that maybe didn't win it at Collingwood? Maybe someone who left the Pies and went to win a flag. We'll go Darren Jolly. 3%, geez, 3%. I thought he'd be a bit less. Yeah, it is, man, to mate. You put it well, mate. Have to go well yourself, mate. All right, still side bottom team at Collingwood. I mean, options galore here, really. Oh, Josh Thomas. 0.6. And then played the MCG 100 times. So this one's tricking me out a bit. Like, because like 100 games at one venue is quite a bit. And look, Collingwood play a lot of games at the G. So it's just really a player who's played a lot of games at Collingwood, really. Yeah, I think that's why I only played 9 seasons. I mean, how many games was that? Like, let's say 20. 24, 6, 8, maybe he played, what, 250 games? Like, surely 100 of them would have been at the G. Daisy? Trelaw could be a good one. I'll just go Maxwell. Yeah, 3%. Not bad. Most popular, yeah, like 12 for Pendles, obviously. I don't think that's bad. But yeah, like some good guesses down here. Mickey O. I don't think Rocker was too bad. Yeah, Jamie Elliott, a pretty good one. I knew Frampton would be the most popular for this one. Premiership player and side bottom, because people try and think of the obscure one, but everyone knows Frampton's a premiership player. Okay, not awful. I was living at Hervey Bay in 1995. Had to ring up Channel 7 week to see Brisbane game. Yeah, wow. Yeah, Hervey Bay's like pretty north of Queensland, isn't it? Isn't it past near Cairns or something? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, jeez. I guess from my experience, I still remember when I was pretty young, we got Foxtel for the first time. I was up and about. It was that was the shit back in the day. But yeah, the times have changed in that sort of view, because Foxtel used to be the main thing, and now it's just all about streaming and etc. I don't really watch much TV though. Who's going to tax wrong this week? Maybe someone like a Willem Drew can definitely do a job. You think that'd just be some sort of response support? And I was actually seeing that Freo have never beaten Port at the Adelaide Oval before, but you know, 𝐼𝐿𝐴 𝐿 seemed to have broken some records this year, because we never beat Port, and we did beat them this season at the Adelaide Oval for like the first time in 10 years. So some records have been broken in a way. I think that's an area where the Dockers can get a bit better though. They seem when Sarong's sort of tagged, they can sort of struggle as a midfield to work through it. I mean, they certainly did when Jordan was able to tag Sarong pretty effectively. No, I won't net him, mate. It's just yeah, I just didn't really feel like doing one, to be honest. I didn't really have the need to do one. It's all really, you just have a crack. Most of the time, you really don't know, though. Very happy with the first half, yeah. No, it's been great for the Hawks. They're looking a level above the Pies at the minute. But geez, like so many forwards at the minute for the Hawks. Grand leveled in the air, killing the Pies at the minute. Ginnivan's been involved. Dylan Moore's been one of the best on the ground, I felt, that first half. But I'll do a finals prediction, Nettie, mate. I think you've always got to get around those. Pretty tricky now. Because I think now with this loss, the Pies are out of the box seat. I was keeping pretty level-headed. But yeah, this is bad. They're not really looking connected whatsoever. Oh, jeez. I wouldn't mind a big result, Fidget. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a big result, sorry. Now, does anyone know that Dan Gorringe fella? He's pretty funny. He has like his own social media page called Dan Does Footy. And yeah, I sometimes see some clips on social media. It's pretty funny, like the reactions he does. And he actually did a podcast episode with Chad. Well, I'm not really much in the podcast, but I listened to that and it was a good chat. He seems like a good guy. And he's doing this thing. I don't even know what it is. He's currently in a glass box outside the MCG. And he's got to stay in there for 48 hours. I don't know what. It's like some sort of Big Brother thing, because I think he was on Big Brother back in the day. But yeah, he's just locked inside this box, and he's got a massive crowd outside. Oh my God. I love that. People come out. People walk out of the stadium at half time and just go and see him. I tell you what, though, there'll be many more. At this rate, there'll be many more Pie supporters leaving the stadium if they keep it up this rate with how they're playing. But yeah, man, he's got like a sleeping bag and everything. So yeah, man, I reckon there'll be people staying up at night just knocking on the window and stuff. Dude, I didn't have internet when I was your age, and I was dial. Yeah, no, I've always heard the stories about dial-up. Obviously a bit before my time. You know, I mean, the internet's pretty special, eh? Like, I think we always take it for granted. Anyway, not long now until the third term, under a minute to play. Big Pommy's live. There's a few people live at the minute. And, you know, by the way, lads, I did have a chat with Pommy Sunday night. He does like a little end of round show. And yeah, no, he got me on. So it was great to chat to him. He's a top man, Pommy. And yeah, his content's been great this year. So if you enjoy me stuff, or if you think I'm shit or whatever and you want to listen to someone else, then go check out Pommy Day. He does some great stuff always. Got to listen to him and his thoughts, especially about the Blues. And yeah, he's sort of telling me he wants to do more AFL general stuff, not just the Blues stuff, because he used to be a co-host with Terry for the main part on Blue Broad. Yeah, still a shame to see how I'll go down like that. Probably no one to call because it doesn't get disconnected. I'm sort of laughing like I remember it. Of course I fucking don't. Bit before my time. Swanee out Geelong finishing top 2. Especially having to go to Sydney. Yeah. I think they'll finish top 2. I think... I hope, but I just don't think we'll get blown out of the water. I think we'll keep teams like Brisbane and the Cats honest, but I just don't think we'll be good enough to put on a winning score. It's been all a bit of a mess, especially in the forward line this season. And our record against the top 8's not great. I mean, really, all the bottom 10's record against the top 9's been terrible. Anyway, third term underway, so... Wow, that's high on the ball. Yeah, geez. I thought Battle did well to get the hands out there, but apparently not. Yeah, no, it's yeah, no, I skipped forward a bit. Anyway, Josh Dacos shot and goals missed. Yikes. No, sorry, not Josh Dacos. It was 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐴. Yeah, crazy frog. I remember. I mean, I remember YouTube from a fairly young age, so there's a few of those stuff I know. I mean, music video was on YouTube. Anyway, right from the kick and the Hawks go bang. They found a bit of space. Sicily's kick could have been a bit better. And Frampton does, well, sort of take the mark. He chopped it, but I think it's a free his way. Funny watching Dan does footy live from the box. Yeah, no, I don't know if you're in the stream one. I talked about it the other minute ago. I don't know why he's doing it. I see there's like some sponsor or ad board next to him, so maybe it's sort of fueled by a company. Yeah, bit of a laugh. Geez, I wonder what it's going to be like at full time. I'm surprised no one's broken a window yet. Anyway, crumbs here now for the Pies. They can go and get Crisp. Low flat kick. It works for Elliott. No, well defended. They've had some good one-on-one wins, the Hawks, but they still keep the ball alive here, the Pies. 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐴, a left foot centering kick. Who can fly? 𝐵𝐴𝐺𝐼𝐿𝐴 as a defensive wing, if you don't mind. He's an underrated player in the air, 𝐵𝐴𝐺𝐼𝐿𝐴. Pretty good last week too. I know he had that miss that really almost cost them the game, to be honest, on momentum against the Crows. But yeah, he's been a good watch again this season. Now clearing kick down the line from Battle. More in front position. The slap works to Mitchell. Now across here to Dacos. What can the star man do? Just a high nothing ball for forwards to go and get. But again, they're too good in the air, the Hawks, and they're able to rebound off the spillage. Now Jath. Good first quarter he had out to Dylan Moore, who's just been everywhere up the ground. Back now to Amon with a neat kick. The former pair. Inboard to Josh Ward. The left foot is combining here. Kick. Does it cut up Houston and just find Ginnivan? It somewhat does, and a good win at ground level again from the Hawks. Now Dylan Moore goes back in the other way. Good change in angles, kick to find Child, but well done from McStays. He's starting in defence. Watson now always dangerous. Spins, turns, gives it to D'Ambrosio. 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐴, a crunching tackle. That is mighty pressure there from the former Docker. And now Josh Dacos clears with a kick, but it's not a good one. Josh Battle able to read it well. Ball in centre wing. Big win there from Josh Battle. So like McStays in... Has he been thrown behind the ball, McStay? That has happened before. Ball in here. Ball up here. Nick Dacos now. Dish the hands. Ineffective though. Goes in again though, Nick. And that's going to be a liberate, I reckon. And it will be paid. Yeah, no, it's always good, that music video. The obviously annoying frog. Go on, take off. Welcome, mates. Inside 50 now for the Hawks. Who can fly? Cameron in a good spot. Jeez, Chol really flew there. Watson, ground level, dangerous. What a pickup. Hanson and 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐴. This man deserves a goal. That's all Nick Watson there, ladies and gentlemen. What a win at ground level. Hawks have got the first of the third term. Totally blitzing the Pies this evening. Margin's now out to 44 points. Yeah, I mean, that's just bad checking there from the Pies as well. He's just getting that all on his own. And 𝐓𝐿𝐴, where the Pies defenders on him. But just low centre of gravity, like keeps his balance. That's a great win from Watson. He's been the difference maker in this front half at times for the Hawks. Ball back in the middle here. Head out's good from Meek. Now out to Warple. Kick smothered. Crisp, can he go back the other way in the tap in his direction? is somewhat good and just force the soccer. We've been seeing that a lot from the Pies tonight. Just these hopeful hacks and hand passes forward. Good pressure there. They'll lock it in. Yeah, no, sorry about your boys take off, mate. But I guess what goes up must come down. I sort of experienced this with me Swannies last year, mate. As we lost by 112 points to Port. Nothing as bad as this. But yeah, it's definitely alarm bells ringing for the Pies. I thought they bounced back tonight, but geez, they're looking bloody good, the Hawks. That's going to be legged. No, it's holding the ball. In fact, that's a good call. I like to see that being holding the ball instead. MP's free. Exactly right. Do what the 𝐼𝐴 says. Sicily now out to the wing. Joel, no. 𝐲𝐿 plucks it out of the air. I mean, that's sort of like the Elliott mark. Did he hold it long enough? Guess pay it. So, 𝐲𝐿 now. Just dumps a long one down the line. That's a good mark from Moore, and now they quickly go by hands here, the Pies. Can they outdo this pressure? I mean, again, it's just a bad hand pass. We've seen this all night long from the Pies. What on earth are they doing? Turnover back the other way, the Hawks. A good kick. I mean, that's just the difference tonight. One side just guessing themselves and the other just beautiful kicks and creative and just well-connected kicks inside 50 Gunston marks here. We've played Hawthorn in finals and they play these Bulldogs are getting smashed. Well, this is sort of the thing. I think we can almost agree, like, if the Dogs were to make finals, like, could they just be first-round exits again? But I think offensively what they offer is definitely good enough to kick a winning score, but just defensively, they're just not good enough. But let's see if they can prove they're good against the Giants. Anyway, about this game, Hawks have got another. I mean, I think it's just game over now. This is a pasting. It's 50 points, ladies and gentlemen. 50 points. I mean, I thought the fallout from last week's game was pretty big for the Pies, but wow, it's going to be even huger this week. I mean, they're just looking so sloppy. You know, you put it right, Nettie. But yeah, looking very efficient, and they're killing the Pies defensively too. Oh, in their defence, I should say. I mean, almost every time it's going inside 50, something's happening. If you're going well, racking mates. Used to smuggle marijuana from Adelaide to Melbourne. Oh, lovely stuff, mate. Everyone smoked it back then. I'm trying to relate, mate, but you can't quite. Side bottom now, low flat kick, can't quite find Sicily, and he reads it well in front. Gives a quick hands. I mean, again, it's just a bad use there from the Pies. Anyway, they get one back here. 𝐴𝐿 marks. We need another intercept mark. O'Donnell's okay. I'll tell you too, I think O'Donnell's really impressed me this season. He's still young, so I think he'll make some good strides the next few seasons. 𝐼𝐿𝐴, he plays for Hawthorn, not Collingwood. He's given the right to Darcy Moore. Oh, geez, terrible hand pass from Frampton. 𝐼𝐿𝐴 now is goal side. Gunston 1-on-1. Soccer back into space. 𝐼𝐿𝐴 Derek ground level. Snapping shot. Oh, he's made a muck of that. Just sneaks in for a minor score. Lower's decent. Leaked too many goals. Liam Jones type of player. Yeah, and I mean, he's been dropped a bit this season too. Will Bustlinger come on? I mean, he's been playing the last few games. But yeah, let's see how they go, like, from now. Flawless performance against the Giants. Jeez. I'll tell you what, it's been interesting to hear supporters boo Daicos and also Newcombe. Like, Newcombe didn't even do anything wrong. It was just a crunching bump or tackle. And he's getting booed for it. But Collingwood only have 25 points. Is that the margin you tip, mate? Again, just another bad turnover. Long applies some pressure, but the Hawks, they've handled the pressure really well tonight. Sicily, oh, now they're just really poking off the corridor. Not a great kick, though, intercepted from Mitchell. Can they get the next hit, Collingwood, and somewhat get their spirits back in this game? Oh, no, you mean only have 24? Yeah, no, only 25 points. Not much, Raheem, mate. They've been a scoring powerhouse this season. Side bottom again, just, who's that to? It's almost every kick forward of centre now. is just a turnover. Anyway, Darcy Moore reads it well in front. He gets the Bronx cheers. Oh dear. And across to 𝐓𝐴, who, yep, he is in defence. Now to Houston. A decent first half. Oh, but geez, now they're missing simple targets. Hands down to Josh Dacos. Goes in between two, and now on the left shoe, not on the right shoe. He centres it, but a bit too cute. 𝐓𝐿𝐴 almost takes a blinder. Watson comes crashing through. Big win, even up the ground. Hand pass could have been better. 𝐓𝐿𝐴, a soccer kick. That's on his phone. That's a mark. And he's going to win the high. Well done, Blake Hardwick. Yeah, I think, look, a lot of clubs could do that. I think we certainly could, Manta. But to be fair, I think Milligan and 𝐸carton have made good strides. I do worry about Tom 𝐸carton with his concussion problems, though. Got a few young key defenders coming through, though. But yeah, that's probably where the Dogs are at. Another just... I don't think you necessarily need the best of the best key defender, but just a solid one. That really plays its part. Now back the other way, 𝐸𝐴 inside 50. 𝐶𝐶, a strong mark. I think inevitably, though, like there's always going to be games like for Sydney and the Dogs where the lack of an elite key defender will hurt them and probably be costing a game. But for the most part, if your game's in good order, like I don't think it's an absolute necessity. You know, we've made the past 2 out of the 4 grand finals with 𝐸carton and Milligan and Paddy 𝐸carton in defence. It's no elite names, but they're bloody solid players. Anyway, look at this. The Hawks spread quickly here off congestion, and now Nick Watson can stroll on the goal. Straighten up. Clever. That'll work to Gunston. Oh, can't take it with the one poor Maynard. A 1-2 with side bottom. Now Maynard on his left shoe. That's a good option he finds. The bald man, Tom Mitchell. I do wonder about Mitchell. I was actually thinking about it the other week. What will Tom Mitchell's legacy be? I feel like he's in such a strange area where he's won a Brownlow medal. He's reached the heights of a premiership in a Brownlow. Like, if you think about it, a player that wins a premiership or a Brownlow medal is best of the best, really. But I feel like in 10 years' time, we just won't really remember him. Like, I don't think he's held in high regard by Hawks fans. Certainly not by Sydney fans. I think he played a part in the 23 flag. But yeah, it's just a strange one. Anyway, Jamie Elliott finds a bit of separation. The kick. It's just not been there nice with goal kicking. That's another minor score. Like I'm Luke Bruce. I think it's just age. Oh, you mean like... Yeah, no, it's the Bruce chant they do. In finals, defence is key, and that's what we're missing. Yeah, I think so, mate. And also, like, come finals time, it's about, like, that sort of contested game and the outside game, not necessarily your key forwards. And that's where the Dogs were dominant heading to finals last year, and they were a non-entity against Hawthorn last season. And you had, like, players like Bont really lower their colours, but to be fair, like, you have Richards and Fraser who've really contributed well this year, so they could have their say should they make the 8. I'd like to believe that the Dogs can win a final. I think their attack is threatening enough, but see how they go. One side of the fair, this is, ladies and gentlemen, 50 points. Side bottom, long down the line. Bit of a stalemate in goals at the minute. Scrimshaw flies, can't take it off hands. Tom Mitchell, he's done some little things. Probably been one of the players' better players. Works the hands nicely to Long. Now to 𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐴. That's better. Finally, they find an option. 𝐓𝐴 can go and go. Oh, I think it's a bit too little too late now, Matthew, mate. This is 50 points halfway through the third. We'll see, mate. I mean, stranger things have happened, like in that fourth term with the Saints coming back. Geez, that was pretty special. Can he go here? Pat 𝐵𝐿𝐴. And the Pies have finally gotten a goal. It's been quite a while. And this is back to 44 points. So game, I guess, somewhat alive, if you believe it. When we win a final, we just reach a grand final. That's actually true, to be fair, Hampton. It'd be helpful for my tip, Matthew, so I wouldn't mind if the Pies could come back. It's looking like a shocker at the minute. But I guess I'll happily take my 9 out of 9 tipping from last week. Still a pulse. Could be indeed a 𝐓𝐴𝐞 that is, getting his neck checked. Joel. And a bit like the second term. Another centre clearance win for the Hawks. Josh Ward's kick could have been a bit neater. And now Perryman back the other way. Ball back in. But yeah, you know, as I did say in my TBV, I think this is good to see though. Like Hawthorn have definitely been deserving of a scalp because they've played some pretty good footy but lost, especially in a few games this season. They lost to Freo and the Suns and last week too. But a loss is a loss at the same time. They've got to capitalise. But I feel they've got to be deserving of a finals berth. It just feels right. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Anyways, the Pies under the pump again with this pressure. Can they work it out? McStay, all those hands. Could have been a bit better. Someone works 𝐼𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐵𝐼𝐿, but he misses his hands to Perryman. They're sort of forced to go back here, Collingwood, and they do well to work it out. 𝐼𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐵𝐼𝐿 out of the 50 towards the wing. That'll do for the Pies. They'll gain some territory. 2021 viewers. Oh, no, I appreciate it, mate. Yeah, no, that's when I sort of started doing YouTube again. Like, I did it a bit earlier before then, but yeah, that was when I was in year 12. Year 12's pretty shit, with COVID. So I guess it gave me a bit of time to do videos. Anyway, Cameron tackle, just got the hand pass out for Nick Daicos. He does well to extract out to Houston and now to McStay. On the wing finds Darcy Cameron. Cameron now gives the hands to Pendlebury, cuts it back into inboard. Well done, Barris. Jeez, they've had some big wins defensively tonight as well, the Hawks. Ball up here. 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐵𝐼𝐿 now out across to Newcomb. And 𝐼𝐴𝐿𝐵𝐼𝐿 cuts a left foot kick and finds Carl 𝐼𝐴𝐿𝐵𝐼𝐿. And quick hands now to 𝐓𝐴𝐿. He goes over the top and he finds McDonald. And Warple hacks an entry inside 50. It's a touch ball, so it won't be counted as a mark. So play on. He's got to get rid of it quick. Gives the hands. 𝐓𝐴𝐿. Back now to D'Ambrosio, loving his game. Josh Battle, can he find the score sheet? I think he can. He will for a point, but not a goal. It's another minor score. 45 points the margin. Really, I don't know who's going to be in the final this year. Yeah, I feel like it will definitely be a non-Vic team if there's no Pies. Because if you look at the ladder now, Adelaide, Brisbane, I feel like one of those two teams just has to make it. Especially if Brisbane finish top 2, which I think they will. But it's going to be a big game next week against Freo. But look, I have a strange feeling about this game this week. I really think it could be a bit of a decent hit out against the Lions, or am I just dumb? But to be fair, Brisbane, no Neil, no Leicester. A few key outs. I'll shut the fuck up. We'll probably get belted by 10 goals. We'll see. Oh, I don't think I missed the finals, man. I mean, they actually technically could, but if that happens, that is, I think, one of the biggest all-time chokes, I think, ever. If they cannot make finals. But, you know, we lost by 110 points against Port, and we came back and still finished on top. So let's see what happens. Oh, geez, bad hand pass there. Ball in. Yeah, Adelaide with the home finals, Poacher, that'd be hard to beat. Especially like when they're in the box seat. You know, 2017, they're very, very difficult. Fortress at home. But you know, it's just, again, it just reverts back to who can hit their form at the right time. It happens almost every year now. Even teams like Hawthorn starting to play better footy the last third of the season, even though they lost last week. Look how they're playing tonight. They're just playing at finals like Brand. You can just see the different levels of composure, really, with ball in hand from both teams. Like Crisp not happy there, giving away a high. Now Connor McDonald, a high ball here, mopping up. Should be the 350th gamer offside bottom. Side bottom now back here to Perryman. And now to Houston. Oh, geez. Bad turnover, as I just saw on my screen. And it's going to cost them a goal here. 𝐴FL 𝐴FL. I was just seeing a comment count and then I heard the crowd sort of cheer. As I said before, Pies not still on their third strike for doping. Typical Collingwood thing, so could happen. Yeah, jeez. I can't see it though. I mean, they've got Adelaide and Adelaide. Man, they could be at the 4. But they play the Crows fairly well. But they played Brisbane fairly well and they lost by 5 goals last week. So, yeah, I don't know. Gunston goals. This is on one side of the field, ladies and gentlemen. They have not looked anything like themselves tonight, the Pies, but geez, the Hawks are looking excellent. Well-oiled machine. Pressure's been great. 4 connections been great. And yeah, they've just got these role players. They're playing their part so well. I mean, I've always said this with Hawthorn. They're just such a well-connected and high chemistry team. Really built well off last year. When they're up and about, geez, they can play some good footy. And yeah, like as I say, 𝐴FL, I've been loving his back half of the season. Nice little turnover there. Finds Gunston. Yeah, exactly right, it's mate. Jeez Louise. Wasn't expecting this margin for Thursday night. Well, toast lads. Another shites Thursday night footy game. Jeez, it's been good all year long. Clearance here again from the Hawks. Drop mark down 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴. Did well to protect the space. 𝘵𝐿𝐴 more comes crushing through. But yeah, no how, no party. I think ultimately it's still though for the Pies. Like since he's been out against Fremantle, they've looked shell themselves defensively. He's such a big player for them. And this is what we revert to with a lot of people making justified calls on what will happen with the Pies if they get injuries, or what will happen when these key players start to fade in the sunset and retire. And I don't think their drafting the last few years has been terrific. If they were to, let's say, hypothetically drop out the Pies, I think a lot of the talk will be about maybe their drafting hasn't been great. Like, for example, I saw on the first crack today, or the other day ago, David King talk about Melbourne's draft in the last few years. We haven't really heard much about that, but now we're starting to hear it because they haven't evolved. And, you know, apart from a few picks last year, it's been pretty ordinary, the pickups they've gotten. Anyways, overreactions it could just be, but, I mean, geez, 50 points down. The Pies have been the benchmark all year. But this is a serious concern. Hawks are blitzing them as they now go through the corridor. Works it to Newcomb. The corridor has been great from the Hawks tonight. A lot more down that ball movement. Aim on. Sensationally done. Big Lloyd Meek out the back again. Big Lloyd Meek could go for 3 goals. They're not going good. Oh, sorry about that, Derek, mate. Yeah, we'll go through it, mate. At least your team doesn't shit the bed in grand finals. Yeah, dearie me. Anyways, it could be another goal coming up here for the Hawks. Lloyd Meek could kick his 3rd. He's been a good watch tonight. He's got 3. Lloyd Meek. How do we lose? Oh, that's almost back at the start of the season, mate. A lot can change. I mean, how did we lose to them at Gather? They were very good that night. Anyway, free here to Nick Watson. High contact free. 2:40 to play here as Watson now goes inside 50. Who can fly more? He should be marking that one. Is he going the Spore? Maynard gets his arms up back to 𝐴FL. Out of fizz tonight, the Pies, but here we go. A bit of rarity here. Some nice running through the middle. Mitchell hacks it forward. It works here for 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴. Snapping shot at goal. Oh, he hits the belly of the ball. Good pressure there. Pressure all around the ground's been great from the Hawks. Forces are out the full there from my check. Yeah, no worries, Derek, mate. Take care. Hopefully everything's going well up there, mates. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Sicily now, down the line. Joel can fly. Oh, 𝐼𝐿𝐿 thinks he's a key forward. Tom Mitchell tucking that one all right. Bruce tackled here from 𝐼𝐿𝐿 will go again. So 𝐓𝐿𝐿 𝐎𝐥𝐝, just like last week, he is subbed out. Bruce comes on. Probably a chance to get a bit of match fitness for Brucey. Minute 56 to play. Chris now again, just a really forced, just a loopy hand pass again. They've been seeing plenty of that tonight. Nice kick from side bottom. And Elliott provides the run, but, oh, geez, I mean, Perryman's got to get those hands there. I mean, Elliott could have had a shot on goal. Anyway, oh, geez, they're at the back here. Okay, maybe no one at home. Oh, he's kicked it right into a smother of Darcy Moore. Lipinski just gets the hands out, taps it back now to Maynard. And his left shoe, he does fine on the wing. Membry. And a kick to find Ed Long. And inside 50 now, who can fly? And here it is, side bottom at the back. Chance kick, goal. A goal in his 350th game. I think that would be at least a bit of a revelation, a bit of a consolation and a rough looking night for the Pies supporters if he can goal here. Side bottom's kick. Oh, he can't even get a goal. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I think so, Poacher, mate. Yeah, there's probably still questions about, the last few losses have been against top 8 teams and they've failed the test, but I think come finals time, do you think they will sharpen up? But look, as a neutral, I'm not minding this. It's genuinely a wide open race now because I think it's easy to say Adelaide in the box seat, but what you've got to remember is, do they have the finals experience? That's sort of the concern for me. But, yeah, I especially say that coming from a Sydney supporter. We made it obviously feel a bit too early in 22 and we get pummeled. So I think there's that sort of area where I look at and think, would they be ready? So because of that, I still think they're probably in the position now to win it. But because of that, I feel like it's a bit more wide open than maybe what we think. But ladies and gentlemen, what a game this has been. Not. But seriously, statements here. I know it's 50 points, so you might turn your heads. But wow, the Hawks are belting Collingwood here. Fallout will continue here for the Pies. But the Hawks, geez, I've looked good tonight. Starting out a peak at the right time. Looking great across all areas of the ground, really. Defending well one-on-one. Their clearance game, especially that second term, was huge when you're down the middle. And there's just been a contrasted difference with use inside 50, especially. Hawks have really hit targets well and shown a lot more composure with the ball in hand. Whilst, almost every disposal felt like at times, Pies are just nothing hand pass, just a whack kick forward, very hopeful, and it just meant really earned it to nothing. Yeah, Hawks' pressure being great too. Have a look at the three-quarter time stats. Yeah, 38 to 33 inside 50. So, yeah, territory game fairly even. But, yeah, it's really what the Hawks been able to do ball in hand and what the Pies have been able to do ball in hand has been contrasted difference, really. And, the contest, they've beaten them well too, plus 15 contested. Clearance is winning as well by 7. I was told if you touch the ball with an open palm, it's classed as a throw. Yeah, it's something techie like that. I remember back when I used to play, like the early age groups, back when I played footy, you play early in the morning and you know that feeling when you play footy in the cold and the footies are rock hard, you don't want to hand pass it, so you do the old palm, you hit it with your palm instead. That was good stuff. They didn't, I don't think they count that as throws. Disposal winners, 𝐓𝐿𝐿 having a really good game. He's got 22 touches. He's been a beast in the inside tonight. Been a bit of the outside game. 7 clearances though. Ginnivan's having a great game. 21 touches. So he's he's a bit of an accumulator, this man, working up the ground. Sicily with 20, having a great match as well. Dylan Moore, 20, been good up the ground. D'Ambrosio, loving his game. He's just such a smart player and used the ball so well. Buttle's intercepted nicely tonight. Yeah, I mean, they've been beasts in the air all night long, Hawthorn, and at ground level, they've been way too deadly for the Pies, especially in that forward 50, and then off the spread, they've blitzed them. And this was an area tonight where I felt that the Hawks could really outdo the Pies, the speed they have on their ball movement, and can they get out goal side? And we saw a few of those goals up in the first quarter, especially. Maybe not. They're showing their. Already know they're in the top 8. Who are you regarding? Sorry, Nettie. You're talking about the Pies. Or are you talking about the Cats? Sorry, off the fairies with the chat in a minute. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Premier League starts fairly soon. I know it starts in August. Yeah, it starts next week. Not this weekend, but the week after. Who have Chelsea got first up? I think we have Crystal Palace from memory. We do. Crystal Palace at home. Talking about... yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, like pre-finals bye as well, Nettie. Time to sharpen up. But I mean, this was the game to start sharpening up. It just hasn't been good enough for them tonight. I mean, they just get totally found out. But look, you'd think they'll win a game to finish off this season. I mean, yeah, they've got probably the D's they'll knock off. Jeez, �絵𝐥𝐝 is bloody good in the air, isn't he? Sort of player I wouldn't mind getting into at the Swannies. I could do with a really good marking forward with some players down like a Marty. How good's that from Watson, though? That pick up at ground level. Six-time All-Australian Brad Johnson. That's pretty special. Yeah, been dominating the skies, as we see here again. And that ground level causing some damage. Goal and I think that one was. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I haven't already, gents. Obviously, from a neutral point of view, not the game we would have hoped for, but I mean, it's been a good watch from a Hawthorn point of view. They've looked really on song tonight. If you kick a bloke in the nuts like Greens do, is it a kick if you grab him by the nuts with an open palm? Oh, geez, getting pretty technical, these questions, Cal. Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing that a bit tonight. Look at those Hawks players just run goal side. Inside, their hands inside tonight, inside to out. It's been really good tonight as well. Yeah, exactly right, Nick. You made a good point. I think a few people tonight on the stream have made it. I don't know if we're going to get one, mate. It's going to be a while, I think, until we get one. Anyway, final term. The Hawks leading by a whopping 56 points. If you've just joined us, they have been dominant. Really from minute one. And bounce the ball, we're underway for the final term. Meek being solid tonight, gets the head out, only as far as Penalty's tackled ball up. Nash now just forced to hit on his shoe. Maynard gets tangled up somewhat. Mitch Lewis does well. Kick smothered though Maynard, a good effort, but only as far as 𝐻𝐻𝐿. Does well to get the kick away somewhat. Schultz arrives for the turnover, stripped of it. And now Pendlebury can find a bit of space to get a kick away, and that's clever. There we go. Good running from Chris when it works. Inside 50, the kick just lands short for Elliott. Too much loop, because then the Hawks defenders are able to get there in time. Well done from Harvick. He's had a pretty solid night. Blake Hardwick. 𝐓𝐿𝐴 down the line. Pendlebury intervenes. Ball in. I used to walk to training in the 70s and 80s in the rain. Shit boots, cold laces, clothes that did not fit, almost military training. Yeah, no, I think there's times where footy in the wet is bloody good, though. 𝐼𝐴 on now. And that was back, I think back in the day, that's when like AFL shorts were like a lot more shorter, weren't they? I think they're a bit less shorter now. I remember, I think you know, Cal, the 12th man, Billy Birmingham thing that they do. Yeah, the 12th man, I think it is. And one of the clips there is like a sort of satire piece about like some scientific study on why AFL shorts are so small and stuff. It's pretty funny. Anyway, good kick from Dylan Moore. They have picked apart the Pies defensively all night long. Dylan Moore, good entry. And Mitch Lewis, a wee bit sore. But yeah, 𝐻𝐻𝐿, he's been pretty decent tonight. Played his part, really. Was pretty shocking last week against the Crows when he came on. So, possession number 16 coming up for 𝐻𝐻𝐿. Can he goal here? He sure can. First of the final term for the Hawks. Sort of looking like the Hawks of last year too. The Hawks, like they've been smashing the Pies at the ground level in almost every facet of the game. And Hawthorn were one of the best ground level teams when they turned their form around last year. So, yeah, looking good. Looking pretty good. Oh, no, enjoy it, mate. Should be a beauty. It's Sunday night. I think it's Sunday night. So, that's going to be a big game potentially to decide the season. I think with Hawthorn winning this game now, maybe it could end up being simply elimination final. If they win, they make finals. If they lose, they're done. Because I think Hawks now with this ticker they got, they're in sort of the box seat to make finals. But I still think they've probably got to win Brisbane to lock it away. Yeah, I was thinking that as well, 𝐻𝐿𝐴. Like I thought, yeah, geez, this should be Friday night. No, Essendon versus Geelong again. It's crazy how many games Essendon have gotten as prime time though. I mean, they could have given some to us, like, you know, made the grand final last year. Yeah, thank God though. That kick out 𝐻𝐻𝐿 clears here for the Hawks. Just a bit of a nothing kick, but let's see what chaos can be created here. Perriman mops it up. Probably been, I guess, one of Collingwood's better plays. It's hard to pick a best play tonight for the Pies. Perriman, a good kick, finds Pendlebury, and then the corridor opens up here for 𝐼𝐿𝐴. Scrimshaw, he's a bloody underrated player, this man. Yeah, you'd think so, Nettie, mate. And that are fire in the bellies too. They've lost some close games against the Pies. I think their time is now to finally get the monkey off the back because they got a good record, the Pies, over the Crows. Anyway, they're forced into this overuse again. Houston playing for a high, and he's going to get it. Pretty ironic there, giving away a high. Yeah, exactly right, 𝐻𝐿𝐴. Yeah, clear high there against Ginnivan.
Jeez, you even have Frampton stuff out the bounce. Just has to roll the dice here. 𝐼𝐴 been fairly quiet tonight. Still a bit rusty after kicking a good goal in the first term. 𝐓𝐴 bounces off Connor Nash. He's a hard lad to tackle. Goes to wall, just hacks on the shoe. Works in front for Maynard and just jags a kick out here to Pendlebury. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 now short here to Darcy Cameron. Told to go. Now side bottom. No, sorry, that's Mitchell. I was getting the bold players mixed up. Yeah, I think so, Gabba. Colin cannot miss Mark Finals. Comes down percentage of free miss, but it wouldn't happen. Yeah, I don't think it should happen. Yeah, I think they should beat Melbourne. I don't think Melbourne would get a scalp, especially with an interim coach. Probably not against like the sides they're playing. Who knows though? You usually get a bit of a dead cat bounce from Bruce. He's going to get free. No, he isn't. I thought he was. Oh no, he is. Okay. I think he was held there from Frampton. Jeez, he's been killed tonight, Billy Frampton. But again, no Jeremy Howe, no party, I think, for the Pies ultimately. Yeah, no, I think they're almost out of the 4 now, Dark Horse. I wanted to keep them in the 3 just to keep level-headed. I thought they could bounce back, but yeah, no, I think they could honestly be out of the 4 now. No, he's missed. Suns always interest me as well. I think they're also a team under the radar. Have playing some bloody good footy as of late. I don't think they'll cause damage in September, but like the goal for them, like win a final, that'd be huge for the club. I gave a point to the wrong team. There we go. Finally, an effective disposal outside the 50 for the Pies. Been a rarity. That was a good one from the kick, I should say. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 to Josh Dacos. Goes now inside 50, and they've got an option out the back. Membry. Pretty quiet night, Tim Membry. I still think he's been a good pickup for Collingwood this year. He's been very productive. I tried hard to make him miss it. I guess a lot of people would want Collingwood to miss the finals. That's fair enough. I mean, what are both these teams at the start of the season? I think I had Hawthorn in the 4. I think I had Collingwood 5th. So, I mean, if the Pies will be 4th at the end of this round, if all results go their ways, or results go as expected. Remember, that's a good finish. So I guess I'd be a bit closer. Tim Membry goals. Been a rarity tonight for the Maggies. That's their 5th. Yeah, exactly right, Dark Horse. But like a home final, they should get, you'd think. Yeah, no, they could definitely beat up on an opponent. And, you know, Hardwood will definitely give them the belief they need. Like, they've got also assistants that have been there. And they are looking like a bit of a Richmond team as well. Adelaide away. Oof, that's going to be tough. What game's that next week? Is that a Friday night game? Or what's the odds it's like Saturday afternoon? Like, because the fixturing's been great this year. Saturday night. Yeah, that's good then. Ooh, Freo versus Brisbane. That's a good game. It's Friday night next week. There's a doubleheader next Friday night. Oh, guess who's on Friday night again? Essendon Saints. Essendon Saints Friday night. What on earth? Oh, my God. Anyway, the Pies work it out in the middle here nicely. And a mark here to Jack Crisp. Not 15. Has to get a quick kick away. Scrimshaw mops it up nicely to Amon. Back here to D'Ambrosio. To Ward. This is why they've been also really good Hawks. Like the quick hands. Been a lot better than the Pies. And look at the dash from Impey. How about this? Gives the hands now to Nash. Finds Bruce. They've got options over the top, I reckon. Yep, they're going to find Shoal. End to end as easy as I like from the Hawks. I think the Lions are favourites, but not much between them and the Crows. Yeah, I think that's probably what could put the Lions at 1, Gabba. But who knows? Like, Could the Crows just shock the comp and just ride this wave? I mean, I do remember from 2022, like, very similar to Sydney. Like, it just felt like the world was their oyster. They just waltzed their way to a grand final with terrific form in the back half of the year, and then they met the roadblocks. So, and I'm sure, like, could there be some mental demons from that 2017 grand final? I know that was ages ago. Joel Goals, he's having a night. And he's got goal number 3. All starts from Impey, that. What a run. Yeah, really underrated player, Jarman Impey, this year. Yeah, it looks like Crows could. I mean, that's amazing, eh? Top of the table for the Crows. I had them 4th last year, so I put them in the top 4 the wrong season. I was a bit early on them, but I did have the Crows for finals, though. I think I had them 7th or 8th. I have to react to my ladder prediction come the end of the season. That's always fun to do. Well, though, ladies and gentlemen, this is a pasting. I mean, we saw this last year, that the Hawks absolutely blitzed the Pies, so it's a bit of deja vu for these Pies players and supporters, really. I think that from now on, this is just a game you want to scribble out of the calendar, given it's not a very favourable one. This fixture, anyways, Pies now work the hands. Just forced to go wide here. Nothing really down the line. She's just waiting. And now Dacos just long to a contest. And look at that. Impey from the side. Should have marked it. But off hands, they intercept again the Hawks. They've set up well tonight defensively. 𝐵𝐶 corridor kicks nice to find Meek. 3 goals for Lloyd Meek tonight. Crows next 3. Yeah, no, I think they'll finish top. But that's the advantage you get. You finished bottom 4 last year. You're going to have a pretty good run home of fixture next year. Well, it's Hawthorn's home game, Nettie, so both home grounds, but yeah, it's technically Hawthorn's home game. Free here for Mitch Lewis. Yeah, we've seen some strange results. Like, I wasn't expecting 70 points almost this margin tonight. And then we saw last week the Dogs go down and beat the Giants by 88. Like, there's just some strange games we've had this season. So I just really don't know what to expect for finals. Like, could we have a grand final be 100 points or something? Or could it be like one of the best grand finals of all time? Side bottom under the pump on the boys. And a bit of a dirty old night side bottom in game 350. 4 clangers going at 46%, 15 touches and just pitfalled the ball. Not really much to shout about. I think Mitchell's done some okay things. Crisp has provided some run. Schultz has applied some good pressure here and there. But apart from that, it's been a night to forget for the Pies. But so many contributors again for the Hawks tonight. Yeah, no worries. Fair enough, man to mate. Getting an early night. Don't blame you. All the best, mate. Have a good night. Inside 50 from Gunston. Can he find a target? Not quite. Bruce there on the full. Side bottom takes it over. Jeez, it's been just an awfully quiet atmosphere at the G tonight. I think this is what usually happens when the Pies aren't playing well. Josh Ward now. Dylan Moore. McDonald. I doubt that would be a team wins a flag after losing 5 of the last 7. Well, the Pies did a few weeks ago. 2 years ago, sorry. I think I lost 3 of their last 5. And my team as well, the New Orleans Saints in the NFL, they won the Super Bowl in 2009, but the last 3 games of the regular season they lost, and that never done before in NFL history. You lose your last 3 and you go to win the Super Bowl. So I don't know why that's relevant to the AFL, but basically in the world sport, like, you know, you can still bounce back come finals. And look at Sydney last year. We lose by 112 points. I mean, it felt like no chance of winning a final. Probably straight sets, but you know, we go and make the grand final. So yeah, I mean, there's still time. It's still a bit of an opportunity for Collingwood to bounce back, but just a bit of an off night it's been. But I think from a long-term point of view, it feels like if they cannot continue to be aggressive and bring in the players in the mature ages, like as we said before, the drafting's been ordinary. That the cliff could maybe come for this team, but look, still be in the fort at the end of this round, still in a good contention spot. Let's see how they go next week. I forgot well, Sam, mate. Oh yeah, it's been a mighty night from the Hawks. They've looked bloody good tonight. Yeah, and I feel, as I said before, I feel it's right. Like Hawthorn have had they've been a good side this year. They just haven't been able to get those scalps against those good teams. That's probably where they're at. But they were due for one because I think I've played some good footy since that Dogs win. It looked a lot more, a bit chemistry-wise, a team of last year. And look, they've smacked the Pies at the ground level game like they were good at last year. Geez, those wizard hats though. I don't know what to think of them. How much US team wins? I should be able to get the win over North, you'd think, Nettie. But they haven't won in Canberra this year, so see how they go. 𝐼𝐴𝐶𝐞. Not quite. Yeah, to keep the scoreboard updated a bit, slack on my end of things. 3 of last 4 wins have been against top 8 sides. And that one gets worse next week. Put a line through the Pies. Yeah. It's fair enough. I mean, I still feel like what they've been able to show early in the season is definitely good enough. You know, they were one of the benchmark teams, but yeah, it's just they've just especially lost their fizz the last few weeks, and tonight it's just been a catastrophe. I mean, they've looked like North Melbourne at times with how they move the ball, just like such nothing kicks. A bit clueless, really. 𝐼𝐴𝐶𝐞 more now. Bad kick. 𝐓𝐴𝐶𝐞 now. Goes to aim on. 5 minutes to play, lads. It's been a 39 of footy, but yeah, no, Hawks way too good. Side bottom out across now. To Maynard as my thighs cramping. That's a mighty spoil there. From Hardwick. Yeah, geez, Hardwick's been solid tonight. Shoal now out of the ruck. Out here to Josh Ward. 𝐓𝐴𝐶𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝. Back to Ward. Jags a nice kick in the corridor. Oh yeah, the women's season starts next week. Hopefully the Swannies can go right this year. I know the Sydney last year were killed with injury. Chloe Malloy out for the ACL. Anyway, Gunston for another. Another one for the Hawks. Geez, Gunston, I think that's goal number 50. Wow. 69 points. Nice. Deary me. Yeah, Frampton's just... He can't do anything right tonight. No how, no party with this with this Pies defence. I mean, with the game I've seen tonight, it's clear as day now. As I did state earlier this year, I just don't think the Pies can win the flag without Jeremy Howe. And look at it. Anyway, sorry about that. I was just typing out something inside 50 delivery. Better there from Quaynor. Finds Schultz. Crows are back top 2. Crows next 3 much. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's been great, Gunston. Yeah, like, as I said, I think I said it on the stream last week. I said it on something, but goal to Schultz. Like, you go and see the goal tally. In fact, we might as well do it now, to be honest. With not long left. Where are we? Play stats. So, yeah, there's just been a lot of plays. Like, you think about, like, yeah, geez, that's a really good season they're having. So you go to goals. So yeah, Gunston, he's got goal 50, and then some real big ones like, Ben Long with 34. I think Riley West, 33. Some pretty good returns. Even Paddy Voss has kicked almost 30 goals. I think 30 goals is usually the mark. That's pretty solid for a season, like especially for a role player. Zerhal's got 37, Larky 41, Morris 40, Cadman 38. Could kick some more as well. Could kick a bag against the Brews this week too. Three minutes to play here. Hawks been in control really all night long. They have looked excellent. Battle. Turnpike. Now to Amon. Anyway, not 15 here, so turnover. Pies can make them pay here. Barris been big tonight again. Wins that one-on-one. Back now to Connor Nash. Breaks a tackle. I mean, Connor Nash is the perfect type of player come finals time that could really make his dent. Just standing up in those tackles. He's done that a couple of times tonight, broken some tackles, just because his frame's too big to tackle for some players. Again, end-to-end, they're finding options everywhere, the Hawks. Lewis, he can go for goals here. He goes bang from 55. It lands short, and it's rushed through for a minor score. 17 goals, 7. It's been a really good goal-kicking performance from Hawthorn tonight, no doubt. 64 points a margin, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't expecting a margin like this tonight. My cousin will go nuts if Crows win the flag. Yeah, I mean, that would be something special from bottom 4 last year. Ned Long now, back to side bottom. Oh, he could be pinned here on the ball. The pressure again, too good from the Hawks. Watson now gives the hands over the top to McDonald. Just gets a little kick away. And Pendlebury can now go back the other way with a cleverish kick enough into space. But Sicili's going to get there first. Sicily's been thrown forward. Even when they're winning by a large amount, they still pull the lever. Now Ginnivan out across here to Amon. Yeah, I think that's really the biggest thing to cite for this game, Lockie, tomorrow. I mean, how many goals can Jezza get? Inside 50, Bruce marks. And he can go back here. Oh, Bruce, he's made a muck of it. Right, sub Bruce out again. What on earth is he doing? Anyway, Pies now back the other way. Looking like they could get one out the back here. 𝐓𝐴, is there someone over for the 𝐻𝐴 𝐿𝐿? Not quite. Freddie, hopefully go well, mates. Yeah, no, sorry about it, mate. Rough night for the Pie supporters, but hey, still in the 4 for the end of the round at least. So, hey, come finals time, you never know what could happen. Anyway, 𝐓𝐴 to Sicily. Back to 𝐵𝐿𝐿. On the pump here, just has to get rid of it. And that one's only as far as Ned Long. Pretty much played all game coming on for Jeremy Howe. Back now to 𝐵𝐿𝐿 with 33 seconds to go. Can they go here? Inside 50. Remember, he can't quite. And now to aim on. No, sorry. D'Ambrosio now goes to McDonald and out wide here to Chunkworth Jathus. Yeah, look good tonight. No, sorry, that's Troll. But yeah, I've liked Jath tonight. Hawks have been like Lions tonight. Oh, absolutely clinical. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in a game that we thought could be one of the games of the year, massive, almost an early final for both sides, Hawthorn, as deservedly so, have finally gotten a big scalp against a credible opposition. Plenty of fallout for the Pies, but the Hawks too good tonight. 64-point winners. I mean, just flawless tonight. It's always like the Hawks of last year in a way. They looked clinical with ball in hand. They had a method. They were linking up beautifully by foot. Seemed to take the ball on the outside and especially to the wings a lot and really open up the space in the corridor when it was on. But, I mean, the dominance from early on was that contested marking, especially forward of the ball. Sicily, Battle, Barris, really good defensively too. I mean, their pressure, excellent too. Smacked the Pies as well in the clearances, it felt like. Especially when the game was in that period of really opening up. They were just winning centre bounces with fun, dominant at ground level and also in the air. It was just a complete performance tonight from Hawthorn. And yeah, I think as we've always said with Hawks, ultimately they're a very high chemistry group and they can play some good football. So a massive win to keep their heads above the water in the top 8 race. As for the Pies, well, with expected wins for the Cats and the Lions, they could be 4th at the end of the round and really now back with the pack. So yeah, wow, massive fallout with this game. Yeah, could the Pies be dusted? I don't like to think that. I don't want to jump off teams, but yeah, no, Hawks will do a really good scalp here, I felt, as we said in the tipping video. Really good to watch tonight. I love how their small forwards contributed as we expect. Dylan Moore working up the ground with 25 touches. John 𝐓𝐿𝐿, massive game, I thought. 13 contested, 7 clearances. Did some nice things on the outside. Pretty effective. Sicily, pretty good intercepting-wise. Loved Impey's dash, and he just does some clever disposals. Same with D'Ambrosio out in that wing. And yeah, 𝐵𝐿𝐿, pretty impactful in that first half. Nick Watson as well. Had some big moments too. That really broke the game open, that forward 50 for the Hawks. But they just have their measure. They're very good against the Pies, the Hawks. A massive win. Gunston big as well. 4 goals. He's over 50 now for the year. Yeah, complete performance tonight for the Hawks. Fair play. Fair play. This was a really just absolutely clinical performance. Anyway, games next week. Hawks versus the D's. You'd think they'll win that, even if they lose tonight. The D's interim coach, hard to see him win that. And the Pies, oh geez, I've got Adelaide. That's going to be tough. But as for Collingwood, yeah, I mean, geez, how ordinary were they tonight? I mean, they look like North Melbourne at times. They just didn't absorb pressure well, and so many just nothing hand passes in the space. It was awful to watch at times. And yeah, ultimately, as I've said since pretty much most of the season, like no how, no party. It's just the heart ripped out of that back line for Collingwood. They look lost at sea tonight. But yeah, Hawks too good. 64-point winners, lads. Stay tuned for Saturday as we will prepare another fisting of Brisbane smacking us because we never can fucking beat Brisbane. But hey, I think we'll keep them honest. So that's, I think, like last week at 4, so stay tuned for that. But apart from that, pretty ordinary round of footy. I think we're just sort of in that fatigue period where we're just all waiting for finals. I'm bloody keen for finals, though. I mean, it's such a wide open race now with the Pies dropping some games. Hawks good. Exciting now. They're now starting to really sharpen up and get the ball rolling since really that Dogs win. So fair play to them. The Pies, you think will lick their wounds. And, Adelaide next week, Saturday night. It's going to be a good one. Going to be a big game. Thanks for tuning in, lads. Take care. Have a good rest of your night. I'm going to see that Dan Gorringe, what's he getting up to in that box? I can't believe he's doing that. That's crazy. Thanks for tuning in, lads. I always enjoy the streams, even if it's a quiet one. I always enjoy chatting to you lot. So have a good rest of your night, lads. And take care.